jump. Climb out on the roof, just jump, motherfucker, you a lazy little shit. Why not jump and just fucking quit? It's your own fault, boy, you never did enough, and now you're gonna pay for the fucking shit you say. Victim blaming, mental shaming, always bitching cause I'm gaming. But this shit now I'm proclaiming, and I'm aiming for the house of lies that you built on the hilt of the dagger that you staggered my ass with. Now you haggard, I'm so aggroed, call your fucking son a faggot. Why so ragged, you a maggot? See $1 and just grab it from the mouth of the starving reprobate. So much hate, bitch, I needed an escape from the rape of my sanity. Humanity is drained from my motherfucking corpse as I hit the fucking dirt. All the fucking hurt and the shit I can't recall dies with me. All the shame and the failure, I'm a terror. Fuck my mirror, time to fix this fucking error. Yeah, I'm the bearer of this shit, and I wear it on my wrist. Now it's time to cut it out and just grow the fuck up. In my mirror, it's a vision that I see of myself. Damn, I'm looking like my father, so why even bother? I'll die for my mother, so I'll never treat another the way that he fucked her. I'll break this damn cycle and jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker, just jump. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. When there's evil in my heart and there's Satan in my veins, I'm insane. Best get stitches in my brain or a cane, cause I can't fucking stand on my own 2 feet. Defeat is my only fucking path. I'ma retreat, can't rest until my brain hits the concrete. Fuck you. I'm just tired of this deceit and these lies that you fucking spew, and the shit you put me through, and the shit you fucking do. But sometimes I just wonder if the shit you say is true. I'm just so damn rude and irresponsible to boot, and I'm the fucking reason mama's cutting her wrists up. And I just sleep too much, play too much, got some shit to say too much. Never clean my cage, I must. Such a fuss, boy don't cuss. I'ma fucking take your trust, give to God and make it rust. Time to bust, mustn't lust, gotta leave you in the dust. Live a life that's unjust, into hell you will be thrust. Satan is your just reward, you don't get a fucking sword. All of time you won't be bored, only flames, just rest assured. When my warnings you've ignored, you'll be punished by the Lord. Cast aside you are abhorred, grace will never be restored. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker, just jump. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker, just jump. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker, just jump. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 jump. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. God damn your righteous fucking plan, bitch. I ain't rich, I ain't what you wish. You will never be enriched. You're a leech, you're a fucking leech. You will never have no reach. What the fuck was there to teach? Learn my fucking own lessons. I'm my fucking own blessing. Who the fuck you messing with? Thought I'd never serve a diss. Mama ain't deserve no kiss. I'ma let her slit her wrist when I'm done. I don't wanna be a bad son, but you fucking made me one. Now I'ma take this fucking knife and my own damn life right here. I don't wanna be my mama. Too much trauma, never saw the damn light. In this tunnel I won't fight, I won't fight. I'ma fucking lay down, let myself drown. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I know angel bitch. I'm the devil you feared. Yeah. Why in the fuck did I leave? Why in my absence you grieve? Why can't my pain you perceive? Cause your own lies you believe. Didn't know you would conceive. The son of Satan deceived. I'ma take my fucking cleaver at your stomach for. Make that shit mine, for that shit you fucking stole. I'ma take back my control. Get me out of fucking hole. What the fuck, I got no goal. Getting high, pay the toll. Like my mama gave a soul. For them pills and these demons, I can't even see my veins. Kids are driving me insane. I'ma cut this damn pain. With my baby in my arms, won't be sounding no alarms. Slip my wrist and I'm gone. Yeah, no one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah.
This shit got my fucking stomach in. Never read a fucking again. Better pray for all my sin. I don't feel no pain again. Fucking quit, got my fucking stomach in. I don't need a fucking again. Suffer now for all my sin. Never feel no pain again. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Waking up like I ain't broke. All I need's a fucking smoke. While I fucking walk, drink another fucking coke. Food just make me wanna choke. Got my stomach bad like smoke. No, that's not a fucking joke. Clear my plate, I'd rather croak. Extra shit like a bad plot. Mentally, all I do is rot. Feels like I've been fucking shot. Fuck this level, only set my lot. Why so fat? Why so fat? You so ugly, got no tats. Why so fat? Why so fat?
Now you feel just like a man. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Feel so nauseous, I can't eat. All I want's to fucking sleep. Put it out, that's not a leap. I won't, so I'd rather weep. Fuck this shit, I don't know why. Makes me wanna fucking die. All I do is fucking cry. You won't see me eye to eye. I ain't hungry, eat no steak. Want no bake for your cake. Fuck them bitches, they all fake.
They just judge them on a snake. Bile in my throat when I see a fucking note. I don't want to fucking choke. All I need's an antidote. When I die, so she wrote. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
The sinner hate the sin while being completely bigoted and hateful towards people who you perceive to be. Before I get into anything serious, I just want to say, all right, unironically, motherfuckers, I to the Christian chud in my chat, I find it hilarious that out of one side of your mouth you can be like, oh, you need to find God and stop with this dysphoria shit. Which is pretty fucking telling and ironic. Especially because, like, you clearly have no idea what dysphoria fucking is. And if you're gonna be going around, like, pretending to like, pretending to be giving advice through the guise of bigotry, you're not welcome in my chat, motherfucker. You're not welcome here. I don't care. You can pretend, you can be a little Christian concern troll all you want and be like, I'm just worried for your soul. Love thy neighbor, bitch. Love thy fucking neighbor, all right? You can be as worried for my fucking soul as you want. Like, it doesn't justify being a fucking asshole and injecting your dumb fuck opinions on shit you know nothing about. And honestly, doesn't come off as very fucking Christian either. Just saying, all right? Jesus would not have, literally, Jesus would not have gone around being like, oh, these fucking trans people. I can't believe these trans people think they're trans. Like, what fucking, like, what version of Jesus do you people imagine? I'm fucking serious. Like, what is this? Because look, okay, there's like a lot of different versions of Jesus in, you know, various, forms of canon, all right? Everyone's got their own Jesus. Everyone's got their own headcanon, honestly, when it comes to Jesus, okay? But, like, what is this version of Jesus that's okay with going around trying to make people feel like shit about themselves? What is this version of Jesus that's like, you know, fucking trans people, fucking, ooh, look at me, I identify as the Holy Spirit now, because, ooh, look at me, now I am a non-physical, non-binary manifestation of the spirit of the divine creator of the universe, and we call that the Holy Spirit, and this is how I identify now, you know? Oh, wait, shit, he did do that. Yeah. Jesus, one person who identified as three people, all right? He's God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, okay? Got, like, so, this whole notion of, like, Jesus, God, Jesus is like sitting here, fucking wringing his hands about fucking trans people. I can't believe these fucking trans people. We gotta whip them into shape or something. Honestly, fam, you're embarrassing. You're embarrassing to your own fucking supposed ideology, and it almost just makes me wonder if you're not like just a fucking like troll, right? Just being like, oh yeah, I'm totally a Christian. Let's make Christians look worse by being a bunch of ignorant fucking bigots, right? Like. Again, you realize fucking Jesus, motherfucker, hung out with prostitutes and tax collectors and people that were viewed by society to be like the worst of the worst. Probably, by the way, there were probably some trans people. If Jesus was hanging out with prostitutes, something tells me not all of them were you know, the most super gender conforming individuals. And something tells me that if those people were there, Jesus would have treated them exactly the fucking same. And he wouldn't have gone, attack helicopter, lol. Look at me, I identify as a woman, and, like, I identify as a fucking rock, and I'm gonna put myself in front of my own tomb, and when they come to check on me, and they roll me aside and look inside, they'll be shocked because they won't see me there, but the trick is that they already pushed me aside, which is also a kind of deep meta point, you know? We all kind of push Jesus aside at the end, and it's kind of sad, all right? Because Jesus loves us, all of us, even the trans people, even the gay people, even the fucking furries, all right? Yes, Jesus loves the furries too, all right? And I'm sick of this bullshit where these supposed Christians want to go around pretending that, like, you know, Jesus is like, Jesus would be okay with you being hateful towards everyone else's sins except yours, because yours are justifiable. Yours, the things that you do that don't fucking perfectly conform to the Bible, you know? They're justified. Those are, well, everybody does that. Everybody lies and cheats and looks at porn and, you know, imagines banging their fucking neighbor's hot wife. But, oh, those are normal sins, you know? Not the unforgivable fucking a horrible slight of a person born male, True. Dressing in the clothing arbitrarily assigned by our society to female people. True. What the fuck is this shit, yo? Like, not based. Not based. Fucking Christian transphobia. What up, y'alls? What the fuck is up? Holy shit. Yeah, we're here, fam. We fucking here. Yeah, mods can feel free to, ban all chuds, alright? All transphobes. All bigots, anyone who's just a piece of shit, yeah, ban them, alright? Fuck you and your transphobia bullshit. Like, that's the same person, too. The same person that y'all banned is the same dipshit that I went on this epic rant about. Y'all should, check out my video, by the way. Oh shit. Oh, we spoiled the reveal. We spoiled the reveal. Check out my latest video where I clipped a segment from my latest stream of me going on a hardcore rant, alright, about how Jesus would not approve of transphobia. And it's super based. Go listen to the rest of that video. It's the latest video that I put out. Also, welcome. What up, y'alls? We're here. I'm here. I'm back. And I know there's something a little bit different. Something a little bit different about me. Yeah, what could it be? What could it fucking be, fam? Hells yeah. Hells yeah. I told y'all I wasn't finished regenerating yet. I told y'all, all right? This isn't even my final form. Okay? We're still going. We're still going. Oh, fuck yeah. There's gonna be a ton of fucking changes coming, all right? Ton of fucking changes coming to both me and the channel and the world, all right? The world. I'm gonna change the world, fam. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even fucking know. I'm finally ginger. I know. I'm finally ginger. Actually, see, this is a weird thing. So I dyed my hair blonde, or I bleached it. I went ham with it. I bleached the whole thing. I was gonna consider just going blonde for a little bit, and then I was like, there was something off about it. And like, weird, like it still has like a bit of a red tinge when I was, I swear to God, my natural hair color is some kind of red. There's some kind of red in there, like naturally, that just doesn't go away. Which is maybe why reds and pinks work so well for my hair. But yeah, like, I went blonde, then I was like, fuck it, let's go pink. Let's go straight to pink, alright? Wasn't even gonna do blonde for a week. We're doing pink. And this is like, I like this. This is like a good, I don't know how I describe this, like a platinum pink. It's like kind of like in between, like, it's almost got like a reddish, like an orangish even tint. It's fucking pog, yo. It's pog. It's pog. I love it. I love it, fam. And I did this a couple nights ago, and I was like, I really wanted to come on stream, and I ended up not streaming at all yesterday. But I was like, God damn it, I want to come on stream and show it off, because it's epic, fam. It's epic. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. I did a good job, too. I did a good fucking job. I've seen people try to do their own hair, and, like, it comes out, like, horribly. And, like, everyone doubted me. Everyone was like, I don't know, Emma. I don't know if you can pull off, like, a lighter color, and, you know, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I did it. I did it. It's done. And y'all be gelling. Y'all be gelling right now. That's fine. That's fine. Y'all can be jelly, okay? Just remember to check yourselves. Aight? Remember to check yourselves. And don't wreck yourselves, alright? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's not the same. I swear to God, you people are more colorblind than I am. Because I have, like, had trouble, like, telling the differences between, like, colors and shades and shit for so fucking long. This is not the same hair color as my avatar. I mean, I guess it's closer, because, like, I actually intended the avatar's hair to be a darker red. It was supposed to look more like how my hair did at the time. Because, like, I would just dye my hair dark red. But hells yeah. I love it, fam. And we go, you know what? I'm gonna be trying out other colors too. I'm a totally I don't know. I'm gonna do like some different shades of pink. Cause fuck yeah. I love having lighter hair. In fact, now that I've done this, I think I'm gonna upkeep it. I'm not gonna let the dark hair grow out. I don't want it. I don't want it no more. I like the light hair. I like looking in the mirror. I like catching a glimpse of myself in the mirror or whatever. I mean, like, damn, you got that bright fucking hair, fam. Yas, bitch. Yas. Yes. It's so fucking hot. I love it. I love it. The lighting is also making you look pink-skinned. Good. Good. I've long said, if the technology or whatever gets there one day, I'm totally having my, like, all my skin, like, recolored to, like, purple or pink or something. In fact, yeah, like, I might make the skin color the same skin color as my avatar. Yeah. Like a lavender pink, like, yeah. Yeah. I'll look like a fair. Then I have to get, like, my ears like reshaped to be like elf shaped, you know? I get the elf ears, yo, the like make them pointy. I wonder if there's probably something I could just put on my ears to make them look pointy. But hells yeah. Miss Pinkalicious. Damn right. How's everyone doing, fam? Welcome. We got a lot of shit to talk about tonight. We have a dope show planned. After I did one of my recent streams, I did a short segment about asexuality and just, like, kind of looking into some different terms and different identities, which was Pog, and people seem to like that. And however, I didn't feel like we had gone in depth nearly enough because I feel like there's a lot to talk about. So I scoured the internet, and by scoured the internet, I mean checked out a few search results, and I found some dope videos. I found a really good Jubilee panel, which kind of surprised me. Not that, like, it didn't, not that it surprised me that it was good, but it surprised me that it was, like, it wasn't frustrating to watch like a lot of Jubilees are. And this isn't the fault of Jubilee. It's the fault of, like, the conservative chuds that they get on and the ignorant dipshits, you know, and like, sometimes it can be frustrating when they get, like, lefties on or whatever who don't really know what the fuck they're talking about. But yeah, we got an actually dope one where, you know, full of people who seem to know what the fuck they're talking about, or just giving their experiences. So yeah, we got a lot of shit. I am going to take the sex values quiz as well. I know a lot of other people have taken it. People have sent it to me, like, so many times over the years. They're like, you should take this, and, like, for whatever reason, I was really against taking it, like, especially on stream. But yeah, like, I feel like I'm pretty open about shit like that in general. I'm most of the questions that get asked on that quiz, I feel like it's shit that I would openly talk about with my audience anyway. So, and I feel like it'll give us a little more insight into my own personal identity anyway. Because asexuality is a huge fucking spectrum. Like there's a lot of different identities under there. Like a lot. But yeah, we won't jump straight into that. We'll chill with the chat for a little bit. All right. We gotta get that energy up. All right. We gotta spend some time just chilling at the beginning of the stream. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, Sleepaway Camp is objectively a transphobic film. You're not gonna change my mind on that. Yeah. Not gonna change my mind. Oh, no, not gonna change. It's not happening. It's not. Let's go, all the fucking lesbos. All the single lesbos. All the gay bitches in the club. All the gay bitches, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah. Yo, I should be a fucking DJ, fam. I should be a DJ, motherfuckers. That would be Pog. Pog. Alright. All the gay bitches, put your hands up. Took some... What? I don't know what that is. You took a thing... You took something for because you have a work orientation tomorrow. Alright, fam. It's just try. I mean... If y'all need your rest, go get your fucking rest, aight? Don't stay here on my account. But tonight's stream is hopefully gonna be like pretty fucking informative, because there's a lot of shit that I want to dive into, fam. A lot of shit that like does not get talked about. And like, cause guys, here's a fact. Like, ace people are part of the LGBTQ community. Whether you think they're not, like whether you think that doesn't make sense or not. Lack of sexuality is a sexuality. And it's a sexuality that is outside of the norm that is, you know, pushed in society. So like, absolutely ace people have their own fucking experiences and shit. Okay. There we go. Pog. I'm like, I forgot to do my eyes before we started. Because I'm brilliant. Because I'm super smart. Because I'm super smart and I never forget anything. Except for makeup related shit. Okay. Alright. True that about sexuality. Yeah, like, fam, like, there's a lot of, there's actually, like, it seems like there's a lot of discourse on this. You know what? Nice hair color, thank you. Is Pog. I'm ba-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving my own hair. I'm like obsessed with it. Like, I'm looking at me and I'm like, damn, bitch, you fucking hot. You fucking hot, girl. Come over here. Let's make out. That would be imagine if we had, like, I don't know, some kind of technology that made us able to do that on stream, where like I could start like making out with myself, like maybe that could be like a new like Snapchat filter where like you can make it look like you're making out with yourself. That would be, what am I on about? What am I on about? Okay, what up, fam? Ginger spice. Everyone's calling it ginger. Like, it's very distinctly pink. Like, I don't know. It's you know what? It's not just one thing. Why am my like eyes are fucking watering? I don't know why. Since like before I started the stream, like my eyes were watering. I did my I don't know. It's, you don't, those of y'all who know anything about makeup know, would probably understand why. Like, I'm trying to like really resist from like rubbing my eyes right now, but like the watering, which is weird. Water. Why? She don't need no water. Why? She need water. Wet. Wet, fam. Wet, fam. Wet, fam. Wet. Wet. She don't want to smoke anymore, so she... Nah. Alright. Pollen destroys my eyes this time of year. True. Pollen is not good. Pollen is the enemy. You can probably have a second one and mirror it. A what? Oh, for the filter. Yeah, there's a way to do it. One day we'll discover a way. And we will have... It'll be the hottest stream ever of like me making out with myself. So I guess, all right. I feel like I should start talking about I feel like I should start talking about this stuff, especially because like I made it very clear from the title and the thumbnail. We talking about ace shit, all right? I feel like I should explain. I guess I'll explain very like God, I'm looking for a word that is completely antithetical to like what I'm doing as I'm like looking for that word. Succinct. There we go. Holy fuck. I was looking for the word succinct. Well, like what's that concept where you know, you like try to keep things you know, not long and not meandering, and you know, you try to like not what's the term, like ramble, yeah, ramble, you know, like what was I goddamn, okay. Sorry, I need to stop laughing at my own jokes. God. Fuck that though. I find me funny. All right. You can't. Can you blame me? Can you blame me? Anyway, if I don't find me funny, who else will, fam? Who else will? Holy fuck. Okay. So guys, what up? My name is Emily Mercy Jade, also known as Lady Hopium or Dat Hopium bitch. And I am a transgender lesbian. But I'm also asexual. What? How can you be a lesbian but be asexual? Good question, fam. I will answer that. I will explain. All right? Cuz you see, asexuality is a spectrum. It's a quite a large spectrum, and there's asexuality is simply an umbrella term, much like transgender, and a lot of people can understand how, like, you know, I am transgender, because I fall under the trans umbrella. I'm trans, right? Transgender people are under the trans umbrella, much like non-binary people, and you know, so I'm under the asexual umbrella, okay? But I'm not like there's different terms, right? There's like are you asexual or are you aromantic? Are you sex repulsed or are you not? And personally, I am I'd have to say I'm only like slightly sex repulsed. It's not the worst thing in the world, and it's like it's just for me. Well, here's why. Because like I identify, my identity is demisexual. All right, demisexual, which is a term under the ace umbrella. Demisexual refers to people who only are able to have sexual attraction to someone that they have a strong emotional connection with first, which I feel like pretty closely describes me and my experience. Over the years, I have had sex with people I've been in committed relationships and with people I wasn't in committed relationships with. And when I look back at a lot of the reasons and a lot of the specifics as to why, and a lot of just how I felt before and afterwards, and what my attitude has been towards it in general. And in coming to understand all those things, I'll be honest, it's still hard to like put myself in a specific category. I feel like, you know, I could go under like gray sexual, you know, someone who is kind of asexual sometimes but kind of not. I could go under ace flux, which is someone who sometimes experiences sexual attraction and sometimes experiences none at all. And at the end of the day, it's less about being super accurate and finding the specific right term to label yourself as it is learning new words and ideas and phrases that help us better understand ourselves and that help us better describe ourselves and help us better figure out what we want. I think, personally, it serves a function letting someone know before entering into a romantic / sexual relationship with them that I am a demi-ace or demi-gray, meaning that I am not always sexually attracted to a person, and that I really only will be sexually attracted to a person when I'm in a committed relationship, and that even then there are limits, which is another thing, which, because again, all asexual people are different, just like all people are different. Different asexual people have different limits. Different ace people are okay with different things. Some ace people will have sex with their partner if they know it's what they want, which is a thing that I've done a lot in the past. I've been with partners that I could tell they, that's what they wanted, and, I tried my best to provide that. But for me, my reason for doing so and for even maybe liking it sometimes isn't down to like, oh, I have like a super high sex drive and I want to fuck, and it's more down to like God, what was I saying? No offense, but isn't ace flux just the norm? What makes it different from just not being horny at all times? Because, see, the difference is that an ace flux person might, I mean, again, it depends on how the person identifies to that and why they choose to use that label. But for me, the reason would be like, well, because sometimes I could see a person that is normally sexually attractive to me, that normally is, kind of like my type, but like not really care for them much at all. I could like, and even if I'm with someone that like I'm attracted to, like there might be long periods where I'm just like not interested in being with them in that way, and I don't experience that. And again, it's different for different people. Like, I want to make it clear before we go any deeper, we're not gonna figure out like one definition of asexual or one specific way to be like. To make it clear, like, my experiences are my experiences, and there's a lot of experiences out there. Let's see. Demisexual seems to me a definition that is looking an idea to describe what? Demisexual is different than established sexual what? Sexuality, saying that you can be an American only if you are from New York. What? What? I don't know what you're saying, blind programmer. I have no idea what you're on about. Please make an effort to like word your messages clearer there, because I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, but I really don't. But yeah, no, like this is the thing. It's real easy for someone who doesn't experience any asexuality or has never like thought this about themselves at all to be like, oh yeah, like, isn't that just not being horny all the time, or isn't that, but like, for me, when it comes to my identity, and the reason why I kind of do at least slightly identify with labels like ace flux or gray sexual is because my sexuality is not consistent. That's one of the big reasons it's not consistent. Um it's not something like I might be like really horny for someone for like 5 minutes. Or even for like a day or two or a week, but like that can fade, and it can be like it can fade and then come back. And for me, it's like, and here's the thing, and here's one of the reasons why, like, it's hard for me to like describe my particular identity, because while I feel like I kind of fit under multiple definitions and umbrella terms, like, I don't feel like there's a specific word for the way I experience attraction. So let me explain the way I experience attraction. All right, I can see now what line of reasoning you're going down. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say I'm not going down that line of nonsense right now. All right, you can listen to what I'm saying here and try to understand a little bit better. And if you still have questions later, then yeah. All right. You talked about wanting to fuck yourself. No, I actually didn't. Which is, and see, here's the thing. This is actually a thing that makes it very complicated for my sexuality, because for me, there is a stark difference between romantic attraction and sexual attraction. I like intimate relationships with people. I like cuddling. I like holding someone, kissing someone, making out with someone. I can make out with someone for hours, all right? I love making out and just holding and cuddling and, you know, stuff like that. But that's usually as far as I want to go. I'm not too interested. I'm not interested at all, in fact. And this is why I don't even think demisexual fully describes me anymore, because I don't want to be penetrated or penetrate anyone. I have no desire to do either of those things. And I'm also not sure how I feel about getting someone off or allowing them to get me off in any other way. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. And because I'm demisexual, maybe I could meet a person that I do feel comfortable enough to go there with. But for me, for the most part, I have no desire to do that. And if I do experience attraction to someone at all, usually it's just that. It's just me kind of like thinking it'd be hot to make out with them. That's about it. That's the extent of any sexuality that I really experience, at least at the current time. And this isn't to say, like, my sexuality could germophobic. That's all right. By the way, you can, I know who you are, and your transphobia is not welcome here, fam. You want to come back with a less fucking transphobic account? Feel free. Like I said, Sleepaway Camp is literally a transphobic movie. Go fuck yourself. I know why you're coming in my chat with that. Like, fuck off. All right. In fact, how about don't show up in my chat at all until you go watch that last video clip I made about how Jesus would not approve of transphobia, because you're kind of disgusting, fam. All right, and I'm trying to engage with your fucking questions or whatever, because I don't even think you asked a bad question there, but like I'm just kind of like, yeah, fuck off. I'm not in the mood for your nonsense. All right. Be less of a dick. All right. Does penetrating someone define anything? What do you mean? HRT nuclear your libido, because that's highly irregular if you have testosterone. I'll be honest, HRT didn't really nuke my libido. My libido was already going away. In fact, my libido was never really there, except, all right, and this is something that I've suspected about myself for a long time, and I'm only really able to confirm now that I am on HRT and now that the testosterone is not fully gone, but a lot lessened. For me, personally, and this is why sexuality has been very uncomfortable for me. Because when it comes to what I want, when me, the person, the being, the consciousness inside this sack of flesh and meat, what I want has never been sexual. And I have always felt immensely pressured towards behaving sexually. And I've always been confused by the idea and almost felt gaslit at times by the idea that, like, oh, you're not sexual, you don't want sex, but you have this, like, innate attraction to people, you have, like, a romantic attraction to people, and, you know, you like kissing girls, so you must like having sex with them as well, right? I think that's a bullshit assumption. Just because you like kissing and making out and cuddling and whatever else, just because you like, you know, see like a cute romantic scene in a movie or something, and you could picture yourself, you're like, oh, you know, like, I want someone to hold me and love me like that, you know, that makes you a sexual person. All the things I'm describing right now are part of, like, human interactions, and can they be part of a sexual relationship? Yes, but sex doesn't have to be involved. And like I said, for me personally, I've always just, the funny thing is, I've kind of, like, a part of me has always known what I wanted. And right back to my first relationship, and in fact most of my relationships, I dated many women that, like, kind of just expected me. Kind of just, like, I dated a lot of women that kind of, like, just expected me to, you know, be a man and want to fuck them and want to, like, dominate them and do this and that. And, like, I've felt, like, expectations to do certain things that I've never felt come naturally to me, except in, like, an animalistic sense. And that's the thing, like, there's times when, like, I've been with women and, like, we've been, like, making out or whatever and having fun, and, like, that's all well and good, and then they start actually making me horny. And there was an experience once that I had. There was a girl that I was hanging out with. We were making out, and it was all fun. Like, we were just making out and having fun. And, like, I knew for a fact that this girl did not want to, like, date me, and that she just kind of wanted to, like, you know, we were just friends, and, you know, she liked fooling around, and I was fine with all that. I was fine with, like, making out with her, at least. But at some point, I guess she assumed I wanted to go further, and she, like, kind of, like, went for my dick. And I remember this, like, immense feeling of, like, being super uncomfortable. And I started, like, I broke down crying in the middle of making out with her. And she was really sweet and really helpful, and she comforted me. And I told her that I don't know what that just triggered, but it it triggered something that I know is trauma related. And for whatever reason, I did not want to go further, and I knew that in that moment. I'd had later relationships with other people where I made the decision that I was going to go further, and I wasn't going to be, because here's the thing, and especially if you are raised and socialized as a guy, and you're hanging out with other guys, you're especially going to hear, like, a lot of, like, sexually charged language, and if you, you know, show yourself to not be interested in sex, I mean, you're going to get made fun of, you know, because it's just kind of like the default assumption. They're like, oh, yeah, titties, ass, pussy, right? Like, this is what we're all obsessed with and talk about 24/7. Getting laid, yo. So with that as well, where my mods at, yo? I don't feel like taking care of that. One of my mods can. Anyway. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, alright? I'm gonna tell y'all a story, and because in order to and because I want to talk about these things with you guys, I want to get honest and deep, because this is the kind of shit that I do here on this channel. I recognize that by being honest and open with ways that I've learned to understand myself, it's helped a lot of you guys out there understand yourselves. So we're going to talk about these things. I'm going to warn you guys, this topic, this discussion might get a little emotional for me. But I'm going to try my best to keep it together. I'm also going to try my best to be respectful to anyone else involved that I may mention. I'm going to go out of my way to not name names, even though a lot of you who've been here long enough will probably know some of the people I'm talking about. I ask y'all to be respectful about that. But what? Why do we need words as labels? Blind programmer, you seem like really... People nowadays don't have anything to claim as their own, so they make up BS labels to make themselves more special. I'm gonna, motherfucker. All right, blind programmer, you can keep watching this stream, but I'm gonna warn you right now that you're on thin fucking ice. You're on thin fucking ice. All right, because I'm a fucking explain some shit here. All right, this stuff is serious. You may not fucking understand. This is to anybody who comes in here, by the way, being like, what's this asexual bullshit? Or whatever y'all want to say. Understand this, motherfuckers. This stuff is actually serious. This stuff is actually, has a lot of meaning to people. And a lot of emotional weight for people. So I ask that if you don't understand something, you be respectful and ask questions respectfully. I don't want to hear no reactionary alt-right garbage about like, oh, these fucking lefty SJWs making up labels every 5 minutes for themselves. Because yeah, that is an alt-right dog whistle. That's a far-right dog whistle. That is ridiculous language. That's ridiculous ideas that like have been pretty widely debunked by most channels that are halfway reasonable. All right. So I'm gonna say right now, if that's the attitude you're gonna have, get the fuck out of my community. Because just like with gender, and just like I will never condemn anyone for being like, you know what? Yeah, I'm NB today. No, actually this week I think I'm a female. Actually, no, now I think I'm a femboy. Now I'm like, because motherfuckers, It is not just, ooh, I want to be special and I have to have my special label. That is so uncharitable. That is so fucking, like, rude of you to assume. And it's probably pure projection and a bit of a self-report on your part. Shows me where your values lie as a person, honestly, more than anybody else. So, think about that as well. Think about that before you make unfounded criticisms of people you know nothing about. Because that kind of language right there, that kind of bullshit, is what keeps people from being able to explore themselves, motherfuckers! What you're doing right now is literally a tactic that Nazis use. So I'm gonna make it very clear. I'm not playing the, I thought you were tolerant of opposing views. Yuck. You don't like my judgmental fucking bullshit? You don't like me making blanket judgments about shit that I know nothing about? Motherfucker, I'm tolerant of other views. But what you just said was not tolerant of other views. What you just said was a really disgusting assumption. That, again, I don't care about your views. I care about the individual people that might want to actually have conversations with themselves about this. That actually want to explore these things about themselves. But someone, why is this fucking... Motherfucking Dave Acolyte, Lord of Dipshittery fan, you're not welcome here. Mods are welcome to ban that motherfucker on the spot. Alright? Holy fuck. Don't do the... Oh, I thought you were... Yeah, don't fucking tolerance paradox me, motherfucker. What, you say you're tolerant? Why aren't you tolerant of bigotry? Why aren't you tolerant of Nazis? You don't understand something? Ask questions. Don't be like, I think this entire fucking thing is a thing people make up to get attention. Holy shit. Fuck off. That's uncharitable. That's ridiculously uncharitable. Alright. Alright, enough. Enough with this nonsense. You guys have questions? You guys want to learn more? Keep fucking watching. Alright? Keep fucking watching. We're gonna dive deep into this, okay? Now, mods, feel free to ban any nonsense you see in the chat, any hateful garbage, any whatever. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Because again, and later I'm gonna do my sex values quiz, and maybe that'll help add to some stuff. But right now, I just want to talk about my experiences and what I already know about myself. Just got here, so no worries. We're kind of just getting into it. We're talking about asexuality. We're talking about the ace spectrum. We have some nonsense in the chat, and people who, and again, like if people aren't sure why someone might label themselves this way, keep listening, because this is important. Okay. Ace people are absolutely a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and they often also get pretty fucking overlooked. And I'm saying this as a trans lesbian. There are ace people. There are a cisgender ace people. There are straight ace people that get completely erased because people go, huh, you're not part of the community. Oh, what? You just don't like sex? That's not a sexuality. That's not an identity. That's not something that adds its own fucking set of struggles in life. It does. It does. And there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason why people might want to figure out these things about themselves. Like I said earlier, I think it's a really good thing. It has a lot of utility when it comes to dating. Yes, I want to know this about myself. I want to know what I like and what I don't like and what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with, and I want to be able to communicate that to a partner before entering into a relationship. So again, being able to describe my sexuality, and that's the thing again, like, I don't even feel like there is a word to describe my sexuality perfectly. Because my sexuality entails, like, a bit, some elements of demisexual, because I tend to be more likely to be attracted to someone if I have a strong romantic connection. By the way, that doesn't necessarily mean that I will be sexually attracted to someone if I have a strong emotional connection. It just means that it's more likely. But the other thing about my sexuality is, again, I do not like penetrating or being penetrated, and I am pretty indifferent towards the idea of getting off or getting someone else off. I'm really indifferent to that. I like making out. I like holding someone and cuddling with them. Like, that stuff is fun. I like having a relationship with someone where I can do that. And rather than get into more relationships with allosexual people who expect me to, like, be super into sex as much as they are, and rather than having relationships that end up falling apart later and are not satisfying for either person, I'd rather learn these things about myself, figure this stuff out so that I can find someone I'm actually fucking compatible with. Also, beyond that, there's further utility in just being able to recognize the struggle that people go through a lot of the time. Go watch the Asexual episode of BoJack Horseman. There's a lot of really good ace representation in BoJack Horseman. Todd, as a character in general, is just a really good character. And, like, honestly, I like him a lot. And I actually, like, identify pretty closely with him. And he seems similar to me in that, like, he wants to date, he wants to have closeness to people, but he doesn't want sex. But he also seems like the kind of person that wouldn't mind, like, cuddling and, you know, even kissing someone, but he just doesn't want sex. And asexual people can have relationships with each other. They can form good relationships. So, this is why this is all important. And then there's also, like, the reason I brought up BoJack Horseman, the episode where BoJack is dating his asexual girlfriend, and they go to they meet her parents, and, like, her family is super sexual, like, super sexualized. And, like, I love that episode, and that episode was probably what made me question my own sexuality more than anything else, because it captured an experience that I can really strongly empathize with, which is the idea of, like, being, because to bring it back to the episode, her family is super sexual. They're hypersexualized. They all, like, are super into sex, and you know, they expect that their daughter is having sex regularly, and, like, you know, they're all super kinky and super kink positive, and, like, Todd just feels like a total outsider and, like, a total, like, whoa, like, and it's a funny, like, reversal of what it normally is, which is, like, the allosexual couple going to meet the prudish family, you know, that doesn't like sex, and that's super anti-sex and super Christian or whatever, and how that can feel alienating to regular people when they're put in a situation like that. That is how asexual people feel all the time, or a lot of the time, feeling like, you know, everyone's really into this thing and everyone expects me to be into this thing that I'm just kind of not. And and it makes you feel like you're wrong, or you're broken, or you're not good enough, or there's something wrong with you simply because you don't enjoy this thing that everyone else does. So, all that being said, fam, let's watch a video. We're gonna start with a video. We're gonna dive in to some asexual identities. All right.
A lot of people are under the impression.
All right. Here we got. I found a YouTuber, an ace YouTuber, that everyone should check out. But just to remind everybody, when we watch a channel that we enjoy on this stream, when we do a response segment, well, okay, and have we done this before? I don't know. We're doing it this time. All right. I copped this from Demon Mama, but it's totally a pog idea, and it's what we're doing from now on. When we watch a video, when we watch a channel that we like, that we're learning something from, I encourage my audience strongly to go over and raid with love, yo. And do some fucking love raids from the Hopium fam. All right, so keep that in mind when we're watching other channels. Remember to be respectful, be kind, and if we're gonna raid, if we're gonna raid with anything, we raid with love. All right, we raid with fucking love and kindness. Damn right, love raiding, true. All right. I did steal that from Demon Mama, but it's too much of a good idea. I'm not. It's too perfect, all right? Because we all need to help each other out on YouTube, all right? We all got to be kind to each other. We all got to, help with each other's engagement. So like it would really help if you guys went to this channel and commented and was like, "Yo, like good video, yo. Much love from the Hopium fam," or some shit. Anyway, we're gonna watch this, okay? 14 asexual spectrum identities, okay? We're gonna watch this probably on fast speed. We're just gonna go through. We're gonna learn about some asexual identities, some of the different, and this isn't even all of them, all right? But we're gonna go through, and I might talk about some of the ones that I feel like kind of describe me. And if anyone else in the chat wants to do the same, y'all can too. But yeah, go to this channel, Spacey Aces. It's a dope channel. I've watched some videos here. She's got some good videos on ace stuff, yo. Pretty pog. So yeah, let's watch.
A lot of people are under the impression that your sexuality can't be influenced by the events that happen in your life, which is not true.
True. A lot of misconceptions we gotta debunk here, okay? A lot of misconceptions.
Welcome to this space on the internet. Today we're talking about asexual spectrum identities. The term asexual is an umbrella term describing anyone who experiences little to no sexual attraction, but there are many different asexual identities other than simply asexual, and that's what we're going to be looking at today, some specific different identities on the asexual spectrum. The first identity is gray sexual or gray asexual. Gray asexuals experience some sexual attraction, though it may be rare or mild or inconsistent or otherwise irregular. This can also function as an umbrella term for anybody who's not completely asexual, as in experiences no sexual attraction ever, but does not identify as allosexual or as experiencing sexual attraction. My space ace friend Laurel is gray asexual, so look forward to more content from her to get the details on the experience of being a gray.
Yeah, when it comes to like gray is one of the ones, again, like I feel like that kind of describes me a little bit. For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, allosexual is the term used to refer to people who are sexual, or who don't identify as any type of asexual. So yeah, most people would be allosexual. But yeah, gray is one of the ones. Yeah, let's keep going.
Asexual identity is something called demisexual. Demisexual people will experience sexual attraction, but only after a very close emotional bond is formed. This means that they won't ever experience initial sexual attraction to somebody. It takes getting to know them first. My other space ace friend, Kaden, identifies as demisexual, so look forward to content from them in order to get to know the demi experience. The next
yeah, and I will be talking more about my demi experience a little bit later on. But yeah.
Sexual spectrum identity is something called...
Also, the thing about demisexual, again, like, another misconception about demisexual, just because that means that you can experience sexuality, doesn't mean you will. Doesn't mean everyone you have a strong emotional bond with you're gonna be sexually attracted to. Because, hey, I have plenty of friends that, I have emotional connections with, people that I care for deeply. I don't want to fuck them. I don't want to fuck most of them, So yeah, that's another part of it.
Called phrasexual. Phrasexual people will experience sexual attraction upon meeting someone or first encountering them, but the attraction will fade after getting to know them or with time. You can kind of think of it as the opposite of demisexual, as in they'll experience initial sexual attraction, but it will fade as an emotional bond forms. Whereas demisexual people will not experience initial sexual attraction and may once an emotional bond forms. The next identity is lithosexual. Lithosexual people will feel sexual attraction, but not necessarily want it reciprocated. Next identity on the list is
I'm curious about lithosexual. I'd actually like to talk to a lithosexual person. Someone like feels sexual attraction, but they don't want to reciprocate it. Like that. Yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Again, there's a lot here that we, that probably take a lot more diving into later. Phrasexual is the opposite of demi. So that's complete opposite of what I'm working with. Don't even know nothing about that. I mean, I get, could I put myself in the shoes? Okay, like let's say like, oh, like this person on screen. Let's say like I saw them and I was like super attracted to them, and then I got to know them and I'm like, now I'm not attracted to you at all. I guess those would be like the sort of people that are like really into like one night stands. Like that would make sense, right? Like I guess you would like want to like have like one night stands with people, and you don't want to get to know them any closer. Yeah.
Autosexual. This involves feeling sexual attraction to yourself as opposed to other people. This may translate to preferring masturbation to sexual activity with a partner.
So I'll be honest. This is another one that I at least can partially relate, because as someone brought up earlier, yeah, I mean, I can see, I don't think I'm attracted to myself. I think I have like a small attraction to myself. Yeah, a little bit. God, see, this is why, like, it's so complicated. Like, it's so fucking complicated figuring out these identities and which one, like, that's the thing. This chick's listing 14. There's 14 here. There's still not one that perfectly describes me. I don't know. Maybe we'll find one. Let's keep going.
Next is reciprosexual. Reciprosexual people will only experience sexual attraction after ascertaining that someone experiences sexual attraction for them first. It may seem like their sexual attraction for someone activates once they have made sure that someone is sexually attracted to them. Next is cupiosexual, which is an identity that describes an asexual person who desires sexual relationships. Next is idensexual.
So, cupiosexual, yes, and we have a. We have a member of the community, Ami, who identifies as cupiosexual, which, yeah, maybe we'll hear some of Ami's perspectives on that later. Because, yeah, you can not really feel sexual attraction, but still be like, make the choice and actively say, like, yes, I want this, or I want to do this, even though I, and that's valid too.
Next is cupiosexual, which is an identity that describes an asexual person who desires sexual relationships. Next is idensexual. This one's an interesting one. Someone who is idensexual does not distinguish sexual from platonic attraction and will establish relationships based on other factors that are not inherently related to their attraction. They will decide the nature of a relationship they have with someone based on factors that are not directly related to them feeling attracted to them. This is an asexual identity because they do not internally feel.
Wait, okay, hang on. That's I gotta slow that down for a second. All right, let's hear that in slow mo one more time.
And will establish relationships based on distinguish sexual from.
No, wait.
Next is idensexual. This one's an interesting
Idensexual.
one. Someone who is idensexual does not distinguish sexual from platonic attraction and will establish relationships based on other factors that are not inherently related to their attraction. They will decide the nature of a relationship they have with someone based on factors that are not directly related to them feeling attracted to them. This is an asexual identity because they do not internally feel sexual attraction. Next is asexual.
That's interesting. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's another one I might want to look into a little more. Yeah, let's go.
Aseflex is another umbrella term that describes the asexual spectrum, but in a different way than gray sexuality does. Aseflex is an identity that shifts anywhere along the asexual spectrum, or fluctuates between asexual spectrum identities.
Which is why Aseflex is another one that I feel like I'm comfortable identifying with to an extent, and be like, yeah, like, because I feel like I go back and forth between different types of asexuality, but like there's like what makes it ace flux and not just, oh, I'm not horny all the time, is again like the fact that there is like an inherent lack of normal sexuality and lack of like sexuality in general. Like it's limited, and that's the thing. Like, and I'm not trying, like, I feel like some people get mad and they're like, you know, oh, you're trying to just create these labels, and like I feel like some people get mad if these labels inadvertently describe them, and they're like, but I don't identify as ace and I don't want to, or whatever. Like, just to be clear, like nobody has to, right? But like, again, these help us understand ourselves. These things help us to understand each other better. You know.
Someone who's ace flux may not experience any sexual attraction for some periods of time, and then feel some, maybe inconsistent or mild, sexual attraction other times. Or maybe they are having a phrasexual type experience where they experience initial attraction to someone and it fades, or anywhere on the asexual spectrum, and having it fluctuate is ace flux. Next identity is something known as ace spike. Someone who is ace spike will usually experience no sexual attraction, but may sometimes have sudden, very intense spikes of sexual attraction, and these usually last for short periods of time before returning to feeling no sexual attraction. Next is...
See, and that's another experience that I can kind of understand, like it just not being there for the most part, and then it just coming out of nowhere and be like, whoa, now I'm like super horny, and then it's like, okay, now I'm not horny at all, and I don't even like yeah.
Is quasexual, based on the French word qua, meaning what. Basically, this identity describes a little bit of uncertainty or confusion as to their identity on the asexual spectrum. Or it can also describe someone who doesn't really understand sexual attraction or sex or sexual orientation as it relates to themselves. They just don't.
And this is a valid identity too. Like, and by the way, like, just to be clear, a part of this whole like understanding this stuff can be, look, I don't understand my sexuality right now, and that's fine. I feel like some people have this attitude where it's like, oh, well, I can't identify as this now because I might not identify as it later. But, like, it all comes down to, like, understanding and exploring yourself. Maybe you might think that you're one type of asexual, and then you find out later that you're a different type. Or maybe you think, or maybe you were asexual and, you know, maybe you went through some different experiences in your life that, you know, made you want something different. That's a possibility too, and that's still valid, and that doesn't mean you weren't asexual before. It just means what you wanted changed, which happens.
Really vibe with it, don't really know what's up with that, and don't necessarily see the importance in defining it. Next is fictosexual. This is another spectrum identity because there's a lot of different ways to be fictosexual. Fictosexuality involves feeling sexual attraction for exclusively fictional characters, or having your sexuality somehow influenced by fictional characters.
I feel like I know some of these people. I don't know. I just to take a wild guess. There are a lot of people on the internet who seem like really sexually attracted to like cartoons and shit and like nothing else. I mean, hey, it's another valid sexuality, and if that's what people are into, fucking more power to them. More power to them. All right. In fact, like I feel like a lot of people would be like, you know, if I was only attracted to fictional characters, you know, I'd be set, right? Fortunately, some of us actually desire connections with real people.
Next is Aerosexual. I may be pronouncing this one wrong, but Aerosexual is a term that describes people who did once feel sexual attraction, but for whatever reason it has just kind of disappeared, doesn't exist anymore, they no longer experience sexual attraction. And last but not least is Cadesexual. Again, I might be pronouncing this one wrong, but it's similar to Aerosexual or Aerosexual, whatever it is, in that it describes someone who did once feel sexual attraction and no longer does, although Cadesexual is restricted to people who have had negative sexual experiences in the past or PTSD that contributes to their loss of attraction.
So, this is an important one. And this is why I decided to use this video specifically, because I haven't seen many other people at all talk about this one. And while looking around and doing a little bit of research, I get the sense that this is an asexual identity that some people make an attempt to gatekeep from asexuality, which is actually really fucking horrible when you think about it. Like, there seems to be an attitude of like, oh, like what? You went through a serious sexual assault at one point, and now you're traumatized and don't like sex. That doesn't make you asexual. That just means you're a trauma survivor. Like, no, no, fam. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, whatever your identity is, whatever your sexual preferences or lack thereof are, no matter what caused them, they're still valid. And the thing is, like, this is actually, again, a really important identity, because I feel like it covers a lot of people who, again, may have been, sexually assaulted or traumatized in one way or another. And this is another one that while I don't know if I can directly relate to it, I can very heavily relate to the idea of sexuality being linked to trauma, and that making sex an uncomfortable experience for you. And this is a thing, and we're gonna talk about it a little more later when I get into my own personal story, but it's something to remember is that this doesn't necessarily even have to come about by directly being raped or sexually abused. It can come about from a lot of ways. And yeah, it's
an important one, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that if you're asexual, you were always asexual, or that your sexuality can't be influenced by the events that happen in your life, which is not true. And asexual people are proof. Those are some ace-spec identities.
Yeah. Again, this doesn't go super in depth. I actually meant to pull up another video of hers that I think. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll play it after. Because first, now that we see kind of like the spectrum of you know, the different identities, different flags and whatnot, let's hear from some actual ace people. Well, this is an ace person as well, but let's hear from some different ace people giving their perspectives, because while looking for videos for this, I found a really good Jubilee
Hey, good
panel.
humans, Jason from Jubilee here at the Jubilee office.
Nope. Holy fuck. When I pause you, you stay paused. Video. Okay. Now, again, feel free to give Jubilee some love. I know they I know they definitely need my tiny ass community's support. So feel free to give it to them. So like I said, I like Jubilee, but a lot of times, like, it's frustrating to watch because, like, and it's understandable. Like, they try to get different people of different perspectives, and sometimes it can be really annoying to hear the fucking conversations that people have when they don't know any better, and when there's no one in the room that's actually fucking educated to, like, school some of these idiot conservatives. But the nice thing about this panel, this is an all ace panel, which is dope. So we got all aces, all right, all aces. And we're gonna hear some different ace perspectives. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. We'll try to pause regularly and not just steal the content. Obviously, we don't believe in that here. We believe in Hassan reacting ethically on this channel. All right, we don't react like Hassan. We don't play other people's videos and go leave to get drinks for 20 minutes. Okay, we react ethically on this channel. Hell yeah. So again, go send some love to Jubilee. All right, let's watch. And yeah, content warning. This video contains discussions or references to sexual coercion and other sensitive topics.
There's been times where I tried dating people because everyone is doing it, but I was always upfront, like, hey, I'm asexual, this might not be your thing, you know? And then they're like, no, I totally understand. 3 months later, they're having a tantrum because you won't kiss them.
Damn, yo. That's the experience, fam. Let's go. Do all aces think the same? Let's find out.
Even though I'm asexual, I still experience attraction.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I guess since I'm on the ace spectrum too, I guess I'll tell you guys where I would stand as well as these people. I would probably go right there as well.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the class. Like, there have been times in my life where I've been like, is this attraction, or like, is something happening here? But for the most part, I have just been like, no, like, that person is nice looking, but I don't feel any sort of thing.
Asexuality, it really is a large spectrum. Under the spectrum, I fall under demisexual, which basically means that I need a strong emotional bond with someone before I could feel any type of sexual attraction.
I can look at someone and say, this person is really attractive, but, you know, I don't have sexual attraction, or like, I want to date this person.
There's also
That's the thing too.
like different forms of attraction.
God damn it. I feel like she was. Oh, I think she was about to say what I was about to say. But like, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, there's different types of attraction. People have this idea of like, oh, you can like be visually attracted to a person, or you can think that they're, you know, they look good or whatever, so you want sex. And like, it's again, yeah, there's different types of attraction.
Like, I want to date this person.
There's also like different forms of attraction. I can be attracted to aesthetics, but I don't really have like a romantic attraction.
I masturbate on a regular basis.
Damn.
3, 2,
Let's
1,
go. Where
go.
am I gonna stand? I masturbate on a regular basis. Agree or disagree? I'd probably have to go right here. Yeah. 'Cause I don't like never. If I never did it, I would go here. If I only did it like once a month, I'd do like I'd probably stand like right like here, yeah. Like I don't know. I do it occasionally. Strong disagree? Yeah. See, that's the thing too, regularly. Like, nah. Like, occasionally. Yeah, disagree or, yeah, in between there. Let's go. Damn. That's an that's an interesting divide, yo. That's an interesting, we got like four of the people all the way to strongly disagree. Like, nah, masturbation, not even once. Not even once, fam. Damn right. Okay, based. We all got far more productive things to do with our lives than sitting in a room and playing with ourselves. Okay, not to shame anyone if they do that. You can enjoy you, but if I want to enjoy myself doing other things, that's valid too, motherfuckers. Damn right.
Let's see here.
I mean, I guess I'll go first. The way that I've been able to find a lot of...
It's interesting that the one person who I agree identifies as demisexual, he seems pretty like at odds from like the rest of the group. Yeah, he's the one strongly agree. Yes, masturbates all the time. And by the way, that's valid too. It's such a misconception. Like, what, you masturbate? Oh, you're not asexual. Like, again, there's a difference between masturbating and wanting to actually have sex. Like, that's like, and again, like, this whole, it's such bullshit. A lot of the attacks that get levied at ace people seem really in line with like almost like rape apologia logic of like, oh, what, you know, of course you want sex because you have the ability to get horny, right? Like that's like saying, oh, a female got raped and she got wet down there, so she must have wanted it. Or a dude was raped and his dick got hard, so he must have wanted it. Which is, yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Like, sexual, arousal does not equate desire. Okay? And, like, that's one of the biggest things that, like, people gotta get through their skulls with this shit. Because, like, it's the same thing when it comes to, like, the whole consent conversation. Where it's like, you gotta learn to respect a person's boundaries, what they want, what they don't want, and, you know, like, you gotta be able to separate someone's, like, you know, you also gotta be able to separate what someone actually wants from what their body is involuntarily making them want. Because again, like in the moment, you know, your dick gets hard, you get horny, you want to fuck something. That doesn't make you a sexual person. That makes you a human being that has, you know, these animal instincts. That's the thing, like, everyone's different. It's such a disgusting line of reasoning from people who try to justify that shit. Imagine in another context, just look how expensive the car he was driving was. He was practically asking to be carjacked. Yeah. Like, oh, what? This person, they have the ability to experience sexual arousal. They must want it. Like, no. Absolutely no. It's ridiculous. You wouldn't make that argument for anything else.
People like in the ace community is through the kink community. And so usually when I am masturbating, it's things kink related.
That's another thing. This is another thing I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Because yes, you can be asexual and also have kinks. Yes, you can be asexual and also be kinky. That is possible.
And so, yeah, I do masturbate on a regular basis, but it's never in the sense that I'm like craving sex or want sex or even find sex attractive.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, and like just because you're masturbating doesn't mean, and that's all true, and I can identify strongly with everything he's saying there. Just because I masturbate, and I don't masturbate as much as he does, because he went to strongly agree, so he does it regularly, but like, again, sorry, let's just go back to what he said, because it was really good.
Never in the sense that I'm like craving sex or want sex or even find sex attractive.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, guys, here, I'll get a little personal. When I look at porn, when I masturbate, rather, I don't look at porn. I never look at porn. I hate porn. Except, like, certain types of, like, softcore lesbian porn I enjoy. Like, mostly enjoy, like, two chicks making out or, you know, playing with each other's titties, sucking each other's titties, stuff like that. Which is another, thing that I wouldn't be against if I were to engage in a relationship with someone. You know, that would be probably one of my, you know, things that is not beyond my boundaries. And so for me, like, I've never been attracted to the idea of sex. In fact, I hate porn. I hate watching people fuck. It's actually gross to me. I used to, like, look at porn occasionally when I was younger, and it was always just to look at the hot woman. And, like, I never thought watching someone get fucked was fun, or watching someone fuck. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy watching people, getting their dick sucked or their pussy licked or their fucking whatever. Although, when it comes to all of that, I'm more okay with like watching like lesbians do that than a lot of other things. But yeah, none of this is my go-to. And the thing is, when I masturbate, it's a physical desire within my own body. All right, it's not I want to put my dick in someone and fuck them right now. It's I want to deal with this arousal myself usually and go on with my day. So yeah. But again, and I feel like this is also a dangerous misconception, because I feel like a lot of people who might otherwise consider themselves ace or explore this stuff would be like, oh, but I can't be because I masturbate. And yeah, those aren't the same things. That doesn't mean you want sex. It doesn't. All right? You simply making yourself feel good is a completely different context from I am engaging or want to engage in this action with another person.
I don't feel like horny often. So like when it does happen, I was like, okay. I think it's scientifically, it's just like I just need to relieve myself.
Gotta do something about it.
Yeah, do something about it.
Yeah, that's for the most part what it is for me too. It just comes. It feels like and for me, I was gonna talk about this earlier, because like a big suspicion that I've had for a long time, and I've suspected I was asexual for years, but I still had sexual attraction, so I was like, oh, like I can't be asexual. But then I realized, I think like a strong part of what my sexuality was, and a part of the reason why it's just faded since I've gone on HRT, was very clearly like a kind of like a testosterone fueled desire to fuck, which again, and I've talked about that a little bit before, is something that like is completely in opposition to my personality and my own desires and everything else about myself. And it can be hard to talk about, but there have been times when I've been engaging sexually with someone and I start feeling that urge, that animalistic urge to just... It feels gross to me. And this is like, it's why it's hard to talk about. Because a lot of guys will talk about this feeling like, oh yeah, I want to fuck her. Yeah, I want to fuck her hard. I want to pound that bitch. I want to pound that pussy. And like, and I've experienced that testosterone-fueled physical desire before, and it's unpleasant. And the things that it makes me want to do is unpleasant to me. And I have had sex with people. I've gone kind of like a dominant or rough or whatever, like, not in a way that the person didn't want necessarily. In fact, most women I've dated have wanted me to, like, yeah, fuck me harder or whatever. And it's just never been something I'm terribly comfortable with. Just never. And especially when I'm like in that moment, I feel like I'm not me. And then afterwards, I feel like I just made a terrible mistake and gave into something that's not me. Another thing is, I've been told a lot, oh, well, it's probably just due to, like, religious oppression, and might that play a part in it? I don't know, maybe. that doesn't change how I feel. That doesn't change what I want and what I don't want and what I know about myself. So, yeah. You hate hearing girls in porn? I hate hearing dudes in porn. In fact, I hate hearing most people in porn. Like, it's... Yeah. But girls can sound kind of hot when they're, like, moaning or whatever. My God. Mods, just take care of the chud. I'm not... Holy fuck. Like, imagine coming into someone's chat when they're in a very serious discussion about one thing and trying to change the topic to some unimportant nonsense that no one cares about. Like, holy fuck. Alright. Alright, let's continue the video.
They're so time consuming to do regularly.
That is true. And by the way, and here's the funny thing. When I first started hormones, actually, I was a lot more horny for a few weeks. And I was doing it a lot more often. And I've gone through periods in my life as well where I've been doing it. I've done it more and more. And like, yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints. Is like, it's fucking time consuming. And it's a waste of time. And it keeps me from doing other things that like are actually important and I care about. And like, so yeah.
I mean, I got TV shows I could watch. I don't know.
True.
Exactly.
True.
I just feel like there's no need for it, you know? I'm really content with myself. Like, if I have an urge, I can eat.
Personally, like, when I get an urge, it's more of an annoyance for me.
Yeah, and I really identify with that. Like, I can totally, yeah. It's just like, oh, God damn it. It's like, but it's like, oh, but I want, it's like, I don't, God damn, fuck. All right, let's, you know. That's the next 20, 30 minutes fucking wasted. But yeah.
Asexual people, like, just because they don't experience attraction doesn't mean that they don't have any libido at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, like, you still might feel the need for that sometimes, but like,
yeah,
I feel like for a lot of aces, it's just like, oh, this again? Like,
yeah,
what?
it's kind of like detached.
True.
It kind of is like a chore that you're...
Oh, yo, that person has the same pin as me on their hat. Look, they got the, where's my hat? Look, see? They got the trans pride pin, yo. Fuck yeah. Hells yeah, that's pog. Same pin, yo. Same pin. That pride pin energy, fam. Let's go. Let's go. Damn right. All trans queer aces wear hats with a ton of pins on them. All right? That is a part of our culture, and I ask that those of you who are appropriating it, please stop. No one who is not a trans queer ace is allowed to wear pins on their hats anymore. This is a law I have decreed.
It's kind of like detached. It kind of is like a chore that you're all right with doing, but there's not really much of a payoff for getting it done.
That's like that's the best like description. It's too. It's like you do it and then it's like you feel the need to do this thing, and then once you've done it, it's like, ugh, that was kind of a waste of fucking time. And again, like, I know some people, they jerk off and they feel really good after. They feel really calm or relaxed or fulfilled or whatever. For me, it's just like, ugh, what a waste of time. All right, back to something important.
Curious to hear like your guys' thoughts on like someone like me who is on the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, how do you view that as an ace?
Well, I mean, high libido doesn't mean attraction.
True.
It's
true.
They're completely different things.
True. Libido and attraction are different things. True. Your libido is often a thing that you can't help. It's often a thing that's tied to your biology. That's not like, oh, I'm attracted to this person. It's something you have far less fucking control over. and something that also doesn't necessarily speak to your desire to do a thing.
But I respect it.
True. Mad respect. All the identities.
I find sex repulsive. 3,
all right.
2, 1, go.
This one will be interesting. Here, where would I put myself? I find sex repulsive. Yes, somewhat agree. Yeah.
For me, at least, it's just like there's always a bunch of other ways of attraction, because like at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be sexual in nature. You can find it with like other things, whether it's aesthetic or otherwise.
Like I'm in like the gray spectrum of it, of like asexuality. So like there are days where there are days I feel it. There are like times where I do. There's times I don't.
It's in
Some
flux, yo.
people communicate through sex. Like, that's their way of showing their emotion. And though it may not be for me, it just depends on who the person is. Because you're supposed to be able to trust that person as well. So if you don't trust them, like, what good is that going to do for you?
Yeah.
You know?
And I really do feel like sex, for me, as a demisexual, it's like if we're not connected on an emotional or intellectual level, I just don't want it.
I'm not repulsed by other people.
True. Yeah. Don't. If that. That's a very relatable thing. It's like I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't love you. I don't want it. Get out of here. Get out of my bed. Get out of my house. Why you here? Why you playing, fam? Why'd you follow me home, fam? All right. We had some drinks. We made out at the bar. Why you trying to come in my bed, fam? Why? I don't love you like that, fam. True. Yeah.
Doing it, like anyone can do what they want, obviously. It's not something I can see myself participating in.
Asexuality is purely about the attraction and not about the action. You know, you can not experience that attraction and still be like, oh, this feels nice. To me, like, sex is like an activity that you do in the same way that you can like hug someone or shake their hand. Like, for me, it doesn't have like some other level or like the level that society wants to tell you that is inherent to sex. Like, I'm just like, no, it's an activity that you do with one or more other people. Like, that's...
I mean, those are different ways of looking at it. And some people are definitely more like that, where they're like, no, it's just a thing. And that's the thing. The idea that like all asexual people have this weight to sex, that's just not true. Like, for some people, it's like, no, it's just another action. I could do it. I don't want it. I don't care. Right?
That's all it is.
Exactly.
I am a virgin. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, you all know, yeah, I have to disagree. No, not a virgin. Wow. Damn.
That's kind of what I expected. That's
actually kind of interesting that most of these people are virgins, which nothing wrong with that. If you've never had sex and you make the decision that like, yeah, I kind of don't want to, like, that's valid. That's fine. There's this idea of like, oh, like, are you sure? Like, you haven't tried it. How do you know you don't want it? Like, I don't know, straight person. How do you know you don't want to suck a dick? Have you tried it? Have you tried it, straight male? Have you tried sucking a dick? You just know you don't want it? What, straight female? You've never tried scissoring with another chick before? What, how do you know you don't want it? Like, I love it. I love it from, you get this shit from, like, cis straight people a lot. That, like, they're comfortable in their sexuality. They know what they want and don't want. But, like, when it comes to anyone who's outside of the norm, it's like, are you sure you know what you want? Are you sure? Yes, I am. At least for the most part. Fuck you.
For me, like, sex isn't like, people always talk about it, and then it's just like, well, that's not really attractive to me, and I have a supportive friend group, I have hobbies I can do, and it's like, I'd rather find my time doing something else.
There's been times where I tried dating people because everyone is doing it, but I was always upfront, like, hey, I'm asexual, this might not be your thing, you know? And then they're like, no, I totally understand. 3 months later, they're having a tantrum because you won't kiss them.
I've been in a couple relationships before, both with men and a woman, and so yeah, I've had sex with both of my partners. So yeah, I'm not a virgin.
When did you lose your virginity?
I lost my virginity when I was 15 or 16. What about you?
I was 17 when I lost mine, and
16, yo. Damn, we all us non-virgin aces lost our virginity at like 15, 16, 17, yo.
it's not the greatest story. I was coerced into having sex by my girlfriend at the time.
So this is actually something I want to talk about. As I can totally feel this person and what they're experiencing right now, because it's something that I've kind of experienced to an extent as well. Here, let's listen to his
okay.
Or there.
So
sorry,
I lost my virginity because it was, if you loved me, then you'd have sex with me. And at the time I was like, okay, this is my first relationship, and I don't want to. I don't want to have sex with her, but I'm scared that she might break up with me because I don't want to have sex with her. So.
Yeah, and that's.
So I can absolutely identify with that. And this is part of the reason why I know that I'm an ace. I know I'm on the spectrum, because I can think right back to my very first relationship. And that's a big part of the reason why it ended. In fact, that's the reason why a few relationships of mine have ended. Because they really wanted sex, and I wasn't into it, but I still wanted to date. I still wanted to but I didn't know what I wanted. I was confused. I thought, this is my girlfriend. I love kissing her and hugging her and doing shit like that. But I don't want to have sex. And for a lot of ace people, I feel like this is a common experience where it's like you're with someone and you care about that person. And you do care about them. You want to be with them, but you don't want to have sex with them. And then you do get the kind of like, oh, if you love me, you'll have sex with me. Like, this is how relationships work. Like, what? Like, and that was part of the reason I lost my virginity, was I was with a girl at the time who really wanted to have sex. And I won't say it was like explicitly coercive, but it was a thing that like almost immediately when it was done, I was like, this did not make me happy. This did not make me feel good. In fact, this made me feel worse about myself. And I've been in a few relationships where I've just kind of gone along with what the other person wanted because that's what they wanted, and I didn't want to be alone. And this is why it can be important, like so important, to talk about these things, to be able to understand these things. So many fucking people experience shit like this, and our culture, our society tells you that if you are like this, you just don't want it, you're a weirdo. You're a freak. You're a loser. 'Cause that also entered into it. That also entered into why I made the decision to have sex with that girl. Because I got bullied at school for being a virgin. I got bullied because I never had sex with a girl, and I, again, didn't want to. And I felt like there was this definite, like, societal coercion from all, like from all around me. Being like, have sex, have sex, have sex. And then every girl that I got close to in one way or another, that's all they wanted. And it made me think, like, oh, I guess if I want these aspects of a relationship, like, this is what goes along with it. So, you know? And people tell you, like, oh, well, you know, that it's you gotta just grow up. You gotta grow up. You want an adult relationship, you have to, you know, you have to be comfortable with these things. And that's not necessarily true. Sorry, this person's story, like, really... I listened to this before, and it hit me last time, but, like, it really hits me again, because, like... It's a common experience with aces, and it's, like, a frustrating experience. The desire to just be loved. To be loved by someone. And the assumption by society that automatically means that you want to have sex. And it doesn't, and it shouldn't mean that. Alright, let's keep going.
That's a really strong thing. It's the one, so of course you'd want to make sure you'd stay with them. I want to hug you.
I know. It's but like,
We support you.
I want to
commend
hug them
you
too.
for, you know, having gone through that and being able to still, you know, find yourself and be who you are today. And I want to hug you, but I don't know if I can.
Thank you.
I mean, me personally, I've never experienced any of it. I don't wish that I could experience sex. There's moments where I wish I wasn't asexual.
Yeah, I can relate to that too. Especially when everyone's telling you, like, you're not normal, you know? You can have this desire to just be like, I want to be normal. I want to be like everyone else. I want to be into sex like everyone else so that I can fit in and I can find love and I can, you know? Because we all want, like, we all want connection. We all want some kind of human connection. Not everyone wants the same thing, but that doesn't mean we don't want people in our lives. This is why this is important to talk about. Because unless people know these things about themselves, unless people seek out like-minded people, a lot of people will just either never find anyone or just constantly end up with the wrong people. And people who don't support them and understand them and don't want the same things that they want. And that can be difficult. As a trans person, I get it. I get not being what society wants you to be. Not being what society thinks you fucking should be. And feeling like you're not fucking normal. It can be really hard sometimes. But that's why it's so important, fam. So important to have these conversations. So important to understand these things. Even if you're not ace. Even if you're not, like, these are people's experiences. And this is why it made me mad That someone was in the chat earlier being like, oh, I feel like asexual is just a label that people put on themselves because they want to feel special. My God, I wish it was. And I bet you, I bet you most of these people wish it was too. Because in a lot of ways, it's no fun to not be viewed as normal by society. It's no fun to have your identity scoffed at. It's no fun to be assumed to be one way when you know you're not. It sucks when everyone around you expects you to behave a certain way, expects you to want certain things, and you just simply don't. And it's so easy for the people who do want those things to be like, oh, what? I don't get the big deal. How many gay people have been pushed into straight relationships because it's what society wants of them? How many trans people have died pretending to be cis because they didn't want to rock the boat? They didn't want to lose friends and family members. How many ace people deal with the bullshit of just constantly being expected to be into certain things, expected to want certain things and find certain things funny and participate in a culture that's so fucking obsessed with sex? And I get it. Sex positivity is good. But, like, what about the people that don't want it? They're just as valid too. Their wants and needs and desires and experiences are just as fucking important.
I'm just gonna start crying too. It's like it's so ingrained in our society that you should have attraction, you should have a romantic attraction, you should have sexual attraction. So a lot of us, if we don't have the word, we feel so broken until we find it. I was so lucky because I had a parent who knew what the word was. And like my mom actually said, maybe you're asexual, you don't feel those things and that's okay. But so many people don't have that word.
I feel invisible to the LGBT.
That is another really big element to it that a lot of people don't realize. Like, a lot of people don't have the word. A lot of people don't know what's, for lack of a better term, wrong with them, and feel a lot of their life like there is something wrong with them. I have felt that for a long fucking time for a number of reasons. I'm gay, trans, and asexual. And I absolutely understand feeling wrong, feeling broken, feeling like there must be something wrong with you. And my God, going through your entire life thinking you're broken, thinking you're just wrong, it can fuck with you. It can really fuck with you. It's the same phenomenon. This is why, and we're gonna get into the next one here. I feel invisible to the LGBTQ community because, oh, that's another fucking problem. But before we dive into that, I want to remind everybody that just like gay people and trans people are shoved into a box, forced to be something they're not, have weird societal expectations placed on them, have really impertinent societal expectations placed on them that are honestly none of anyone's business. But for some reason, people care. People care whether you, people care what you're getting up to in your bedroom. And like, yeah, I know it's a big part of it is like people caring what gay and trans people and kinky people get up to in their bedrooms. But just as importantly, like there's people who for some whatever reason seem to care about what people don't get up to in their bedrooms just as much. And so if you believe in fighting for gay and trans rights, if you believe in fighting for people's abilities to be themselves, and to reject societal's fucking boxes, then you should absolutely support ace people, whether you understand it or not. Whether you can put yourself in that fucking headspace or not. Because, my God, I will be fucking honest with you guys. There's a lot of emotions tied up in this for a lot of people, me included. And I told you guys earlier, this probably isn't gonna be the last time I'll get emotional this stream. All right. Because I know myself. And I used to try to avoid topics that I knew might make me emotional, but I feel like society does that too much in fucking general, fam. Gotta have the tough conversations. We gotta be honest with each other. We gotta be open. We gotta be willing to share our experiences with each other. Because in a lot of cases, that can be the difference between someone finally understanding themselves and spending their entire life just thinking they're confused or broken.
TQ plus community. 3, 2, 1, go.
So for this one, see, the question is, I feel invisible. Do I feel invisible to the LGBTQ plus community? And I, as a trans lesbian, don't feel invisible at all to the LGBTQ plus community. However, I do feel that the asexuality aspect of my identity is largely invisible from LGBTQ spaces. And so I'm gonna have to agree. I feel like that aspect of my identity is invisible to the LGBTQ plus community in a lot of ways. Oh, they all at least agree somewhat,
LGBT
except for
community of itself is very
one person.
sexualized. Like at Pride, it's very sexual. I think it's hard for them to include the sexuality that is absence of that. I've heard so much.
So that's actually a good point. And guys, this was what I was talking about when it came to the whole kink at Pride conversation. I was never trying to be anti-kink. What my intentions were, even then, and I made arguments to this effect, even then, that what my focus is the fact that asexual people are also part of the LGBTQ plus community, and people who are not as into sex are part of that as well, and they should feel welcome there, and there should be a space for asexual people, especially because there are intersections of queer asexual people and trans asexual people. And so I've never had any interest in erasing kink from Pride. I don't think it should be erased from Pride at all. Kink should absolutely be a part of Pride, especially as an asexual person who I do enjoy some kinks. So that's a conversation that I think needs to be dived into a lot deeper. In fact, there's some YouTubers that I would like to have conversations about this with in the future, because I think it's an important discussion that gets sidestepped often, and it sucks, because the whole thing of like, oh, kink at Pride, it's inappropriate, think of the kids, pedophilia, yeah, we all know that is a fucking, that's an alt-right dog whistle. We know that. We know that when, we know it's a far-right dog whistle. We know it's a bigoted dog whistle to be like, oh, think of the children. Oh, yes, Pride. It's a pedophile fest. They're trying to indoctrinate the children. Oh, the children. Like, when, again, there's a lot of LGBTQ children out there that should be exposed to LGBTQ plus spaces. And that is another reason why there should be a place at Pride for young people as well as asexual people and everybody. All right. And I think we can have that discussion without having the discussion of removing kink from Pride, because that doesn't serve any good either.
Many people say that asexuals don't get as oppressed as other people in the LGBT community, but that's not all that LGBT community is. It's not just whether you get oppressed or kicked out by your family.
Very true. I mean, there's plenty of gay people that don't get kicked out by their families, but or don't face discrimination on a daily basis. Doesn't make them any less gay. I don't think there's a single trans person on this earth that doesn't. I was gonna say maybe there's a trans person, but then I was like, nah, I don't think there's a single, because even if I wanted to use like even like conservative trans people like Blair White or fucking Caitlyn Jenner, right? They still get transphobia on a daily basis. Oh, absolutely they do. But that's the thing, like, asexual people might not explicitly get discriminated against, although some of them do. I mean, there is a lot of like there are some similar ways that like gay people get discriminated against, where it's like, oh, you're asexual? Well, I wanted kids, A lot of parents do that. Asexual people experience that just as much as trans and gay people do, where it's like, the expectations placed on them by their parents. But then with asexual people, there's that extra, of like society and their whatever partners they might have or friends or whatever, And so there are struggles there. Even if they're not the same as struggles that other people in the community face, there's still struggles, and they should be talked about.
Experiencing things differently from the rest of the world, and it feels better to have a community of people.
For me, this question is a little bit personal, because the closest thing for me was my auntie, because my auntie is lesbian. And it comes to relation with family, like everyone accepts my auntie, but when it comes to me, it's just like, oh, you don't exist. You haven't tried it yet. It makes me feel a little bit empty, because like, you're my family. You're supposed to be with me. Like, you're supposed to be able to comfort me.
Like, as you.
Yeah, that. See, that's the thing, guys. Like, even in progressive, pro-gay, pro-trans spaces, people are just like, what, asexual, oh, whatever. And like, no, it's an identity that exists and it matters and it does deserve consideration. And I hate that. Oh, well, you're not asexual. You haven't even tried it. You don't even know. You don't know what you want yet. Like, oh my fucking God, fam. Like, again, that's so uncharitable. Like, just because like, I hate this, like, assumption, like, oh, like, you know what you want, so you are going to make assumptions about what other people want. Like, again, hey, and I find that funny, too, because they never would have said that to this woman's aunt, and be like, oh, what, lesbian aunt? Are you sure that you don't like dick? You haven't even tried it yet. Yeah, I bet even if she hadn't tried dick, the family still would be like, nope, well, yeah, you're a lesbian, Fuck yeah, more power to you, all right? What's this idea? Like, you have to try something to know that you don't want it. Like, that might work with food, but, like, sex is a very different fucking thing, alright? Very, very different thing. Tied up in a lot of complicated emotions in people. And, like, again, just because your sexuality isn't tied up in all those complex emotions doesn't mean other people's aren't.
You're supposed to be with me. Like, you're supposed to be able to comfort me.
Like, as you say, like, pride is really sexualized, and like being sex positive and like encouraging people to have as much sex as they want also means that sometimes they don't want any. I've heard people say like what you experience is valid, but you're not queer enough to be in the community. And I'm like,
not queer enough. That's also silly. Like, isn't queer just like someone who doesn't adhere to like specific gender norms or whatever? Like, queer is a big umbrella term. Like, not being into traditional sexual relationships, yeah, that absolutely fits under that. Yeah, absolutely.
Then what is queer enough?
As someone who identifies as gay, I really did want to hear everything out that they were saying, because I completely agree with everything that they just said. I do see more things on social media. Like, I was just on the LGBT website, and they list like a whole list of different ace identities. We are becoming a little bit more open-minded about it, but I don't want to give too much credit, because I 100% agree that we need a lot of work in the community.
A lot of work.
The increased visibility is great. It's really good, but it also is driven by ace people and ace specs. And there's no one, at least there are fewer people in the broader queer community who are reaching out to us and being like, we want you involved.
I do know some people.
Yeah, that's gotta suck too. Like, and I get it. Like, a lot of people are focused on their own struggles and whatnot, but like, part of intersectionality, again, like, part of intersectionality entails paying attention to the concerns and needs of and ways that other groups are marginalized, not just your own. And yeah, people that are asexual are also marginalized and have their own struggles. Like, again, it's not fucking oppression Olympics, okay? No one's saying that, like, you have to, like, anyone who's saying that you have to, like, experience a certain amount of oppression to be part of the LGBTQ plus community is, I don't know what they're smoking, okay?
People, like, they kind of just feel like they don't belong in the community, so they just stick to basically an ace community. And I mean,
that again, that sucks. And you know what? Because look, I've been building my community as a queer community. I would like to build up, I'd like to get around in the ace community as well. I'd like to find more ace people, you know? I'd like to reach out to some fucking ace communities. And, you know, it'd be nice if I could, like, talk to some other ace creators, because there needs to be more networking and more, like, there needs to be more connection within the LGBTQ plus community. Because, again, like, I've spent a lot of time around, like, queer and trans spaces, and there are ace people there. There's maybe not a ton of them, but they exist, and they deserve their representation too. So, like, also, like, this idea of, like, oh, ace people aren't queer enough. Like, first of all, there are plenty of people who are queer enough by whatever the fuck that stupid standard is, who are also ace. But even if you're not super queer, like, what is this? Like, fuck gatekeeping, all right? If you believe that you're part of an identity, then you're part of that identity. And gatekeeping really needs to fucking stop.
I don't know about you, but when I went to, like, meetups and stuff, I would ask if asexuals were welcome.
So I guess where I find community, it's definitely like the internet, because, like, I definitely remember watching, like, this show called, like, BoJack Horseman, and when I found out that, like, one of the main characters, Todd, was, like, an asexual himself, I was like, oh wow, here's, like, someone in actual media space that, like, I can actually relate to at the end of the day.
And he was.
Yeah, and Todd is a good character. Todd is a good ace representation character, and, like, I'm actually surprised and, like, really impressed with BoJack for doing such good ace representation, especially when they did, because that show is a few years old now. But yeah, Todd as a character was also important for me in figuring out who I am, because I absolutely do relate to Todd in a lot of ways. And, you know, this pressure from society to have sex, to seek out a normal relationship, whatever the fuck that is. And, you know, you knowing what you want, wanting certain things, and being like, nah, this is what I don't want that, you know?
Wasn't treated as like a fix-it case. That's like the
True.
biggest thing.
Oh, that's another big problem with a supposed ace representation in media. I bet we can all think of characters in media who seemed to be presented as ace for quite a while, who a good example of this would be Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory, and, you know, him not being interested in sex and never really caring for it. And then in later seasons, him kind of being more sexualized as a character. Now, I will say, despite the fact that I do think Big Bang Theory is a little irresponsible and that they do view those quirks as of Sheldon's as being an inherently negative thing, at least at times, I will say, though, the experience that I do get is being an ace person in a relationship with someone that you really care about, and being constantly like pushed by the other person to like, okay, but I want to have sex, but I want to have sex, I want to have a sexual relationship, you know? I guess that is kind of true to the ace experience in some ways, having someone like Amy there who's, you know, but it also, I guess, like, was very different from a lot of ace people's perspectives, especially like aromantic people. But that's the thing. There needs to be more, like, there isn't just one type of ace, and that's the problem. There needs to be, like, different types of representation. And, or when there is representation of one type, it should be maybe delved into a little bit, you know? Anyway.
If there's an asexual in media, they're just broken.
Yeah.
Yep.
We really find community through the internet. I've not been with this many aspecs ever in my life.
True.
I am still exploring my sexuality.
All right, this is the last question. All right, where
3, 2,
where am I gonna go?
1, go.
I am still exploring my sexuality. I'm gonna put agree, somewhat agree. Yeah.
I used to identify as Demi, and then I went to ace, like gray ace. So like I'm still at like, is this correctly what I identify as?
I am still unsure of myself. Like, I don't know what my own feelings are half the time, and I am still young. So I'm trying to be okay with not really knowing some things about myself, at least for now.
I think I have
True.
it pretty down pat. And I
Get
think
stop.
that's one of the
Pause. True. And that's the thing.
At least for now.
Sorry. Yeah. So that's the thing, fam. Like, that's valid too. Being like, you know, I don't know what I want. I don't fully know everything about myself. But like, I'm comfortable enough in the moment to say that this is how I identify right now, and that's fine too. You can identify as ace and keep exploring, and maybe someday you'll be like, you know what, maybe I'm not ace. Just like I've told people, like, identify, like explore your gender, explore your expressions, explore yourself, explore your own identity. Like, one of the biggest problems with like gatekeeping behavior is that it keeps people from exploring at all, which is really, really fucking bullshit. You know, just like the idea like, oh, you're not actually trans unless you pass well enough, or you're not actually this unless you that. You're not gay unless you suck a dick. Like, my fucking God. Like, these things can make it more difficult for people who are already having trouble understanding their identities to figure this shit out.
I think I have it pretty down pat. And I think that's one of the misconceptions about the ace community is that people will approach you and will think that you're not experienced, or you don't know what you're looking for, or you're too young and you'll figure it out. And that's very wrong, especially in my case. Like, I feel like I'm really well experienced and I do know what I like and I do know what I don't like.
Yeah, see, that's another thing to it, because it's like the assumption, like, oh, like, you don't know what you want. It's like, no, me personally too, like, I am experienced. I've had sex, not a ton, but like I've done it multiple times with multiple partners, and like, I know what I like and what I don't like. And might there be other things that I like that I don't know about yet? Sure. But like, that doesn't mean that my own view of my identity isn't valid.
But at the same time, I think that there is still some exploring that I am doing.
Like, for me, it's like I'm in the disagree section because like I feel I'm pretty solid in my identity. There are times where I'm like, was that attraction? What was that? But like, it doesn't matter what it was. Like, it's not gonna change my behavior.
I feel like at this point, I already know what I want, and I'm so over like other people judging me for it, you know? I'm just gonna stay here in my little bubble. I'm comfortable being right here, you know?
Damn right.
I've had the term since I was like 10. I'm sure my mom probably thought I would grow out of it. I'm sure she thought I was a late bloomer or something. But like, as I got older, it's just like, it just kept fitting.
I had an experience where I found the term when I was 11, 12. So when I first heard that, when I first found out about what even sexuality is, I found asexual and I was like, okay, I'm asexual. But then when I got to high school, I was like, you can be straight or something. Like, everyone else around you's straight. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, no, maybe I'm gay because I'm not straight. And then I got to college. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm bi. Maybe,
I like
maybe
them
I'm
both
something.
the same.
And only like in the last couple months was I was like, I finally went back to asexual. It's a broad label and I can be comfortable being under that umbrella.
Damn right. Damn fucking right, fam. So yeah, this was a good discussion. It was actually a really good panel. Nice to see some different people with their different opinions and shit, and different perspectives. That's fucking pog. Let's see. Oh wait, Ami, I thought you didn't want to come on tonight. I thought you were gonna wait until we did a panel. Wait, hang on. Let's see. Because I don't know if I'm... I mean, I guess we could have Ami on for a little bit to talk, but I have a lot more that I want to talk about too. So, depends how long you want to come. You want to just come in and talk about your experience a little bit, and it's up to you. It's all right. No, because I asked you earlier, and I thought you said you didn't want to, but it's all good. It's all good. Here. All right. Let me get in the call-in room. Let's bring Ami, because we have another ace spec in the community, and rather than just hearing about my perspective, let's well, hang on, because I wanted to talk more about my story for. Do I want to hear Ami's story first, or do I want to go into my story first? It's up to Ami, actually. If Ami would rather let do yeah, whatever you want to do. But yeah, fam, let's see. But the reason I wanted to play that video is so that we could, right off the bat, see some different perspectives, see the fact that, like, it is a spectrum. There are different experiences, not just one. Here, let's, Let's go. Yo, Ami, what it do?
That's good.
How's it going, yo?
That's good. I'm just comfy. Yeah.
All right.
No,
Pronouns for the chat.
she, her.
Based. And what do you identify as on the ace spec?
Oh, I'm cupiosexual. Yeah.
Pog. So yeah, the reason I wanted to have you on specifically is because we heard earlier what cupiosexual means, but it's very clear from the definition that there's a lot of different. It's clear it's a broad label, and different people will use it differently. So what do you mean when you use that label?
Okay. So So from my experience, I found that I don't that it seems like I'm getting a little bit of feedback, by the way.
Oh.
It seems like for me, the feedback's gone. It seems like for me, it seems like for like the longest time, it seemed like I was lacking. It seems like for the longest time I was lacking a feeling that the other people, feel very strongly about. And I came to realize that feeling was sexual attraction. So even though like I still saw myself engaging in sexual even though I still saw myself engaging in sexual relationships, I don't I think okay, I haven't been in a physical relationship, but I would get into one for the romantic, like I would process like a sexual relationship like romantically. I would not be able to necessarily feel sexual attraction, and even though I do have some sexual barriers, like I I still would want to feel close to a partner.
So is it
doing that.
similar to how I describe my asexuality, where it's like I I want closeness to someone, I want intimacy, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want sex. Or are you okay with sexual contact as well?
I might be okay with sexual contact. It seems like I might be repulsed by certain aspects of it. Again,
Alright,
I'm
fair
a
enough.
virgin. Yeah.
Like
yeah, I would yeah. Like
So
I would definitely do it for the closeness and like bonding.
yeah. How has learning about asexuality and the ace spectrum helped you to understand yourself better?
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's made a lot of past experiences that I've had easier because when I was growing up, I was a dumb kid and I thought, oh yeah, no, sexual attraction is when you feel companionship. And then, I felt companionship with like my pets, and it's like, oh, maybe it's not that.
Yeah, that's not the same feeling. That's a little yeah, like
Yeah, it was very awkward. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like sometimes, like you got it. If you don't explore these things, this is the thing. They try to tell you when you know what you are, you know what you want, and you have this label. They're like, oh well, you're just confused. And in a lot of cases, it's like, no, I was actually confused before. Now I'm actually pretty unconfused by figuring this out. It actually makes things clearer.
You might be gay, but it really straightened things out in your perspective,
Yeah. But yeah, I guess is there anything else specific you wanted to talk about to your experience or difficulties that your asexual identity poses in your relationships or whatnot?
Well, for me, I know that I have I know that I'm panromantic.
So you're
I know
you're
that I'm pan.
romantically attracted to both genders.
Well, to like any gender.
Any gender, yeah, any gender.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
both. That binary fucking way of thinking, yo.
Break the binary.
Break it. But yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, like yeah, like I've definitely had romantic crushes on a few different people throughout my high school experience, and all of those I'd consider romantic.
Yeah, like see, that's the thing. Like, I have romantic attraction. I have romantic I have romantic attraction to people, but in most cases, it has nothing to do with sex. It's like, you know, I want closeness with that person or companionship or whatever. I want to be intimate with that person. It's not about the sex. And a lot of people, you know, they were like, oh, but you're but and people will do it to me where it's like, oh, but you said you were attracted to that person, or oh, you made a joke about wanting to make out with yourself or whatever. It's like, oh, so you must be sexual. It's like, no, god damn it. These things mean different shit, yo. When people try to say things like, oh no, you're this way, what it really comes down to is they hate that they can't understand it because it means they can't control it. Yeah, in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases.
Oh no, it's not cis heteronormativity.
Yeah, yo. It's not a good Christian trad relationship.
Yeah. And again, like I can also talk about I'm glad that you played the video because it was able to kind of bring up some of my experiences that I've had growing up because yeah, so like again, like the question about like do you masturbate frequently? Yeah, no, like that was I've had I've never really had I don't think I've really ever had like a strong connection to masturbation. Partially because it's the wrong fucking genitals, but it's also the fact that like you know, just like I really don't have that high I really don't have a high libido at all.
Yeah.
I would consider it pretty low. You know, and I'd consider that you know, like again, like I've made attempts before in the past, and you know they've all left me feeling like pretty depressed, and I was and I began thinking like something was broken in me, like as like a teen, and then 19 on a T blocker that temporarily peaked my hormones before blocking them. Yeah, I did figure out how to do the ejaculation. It kind of left me in a bad. I thought, oh yeah, I finally did this after so many years, and it eventually ended in me feeling like kind of like I was not doing mentally good after like an hour after. Like it was yeah, I don't think it's not for I don't think masturbation is for me, at least with my current state right now.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that, especially like the dysphoria aspect of it. And I guess like I'm curious to talk to more trans ace people to see how dysphoria fits into it and whether or not it changes things down the road, because like for me dysphoria is part of an aspect to it where it's like it's this part of my body that feels wrong and doesn't feel like it,
like yeah, it's like for me like the dysphoria like really gives me fears that again like because like it's an allosexual world, an allosexual cisnormative world. It makes me like I will go through some feelings where I don't feel where because I have dysphoria, and then I also have because I have this
Take your
dysphoria
time.
on my genitals, and because of my sexual identity, I do fear that like people will just will just see all these things about me and just think, oh, that person's sexually undesirable, therefore they aren't worth dating. And then that makes me think, oh no, I'm not desirable, so I have to somehow be sexually desirable. But I maybe shouldn't be thinking that. Like, it's probably something that I should at least think through, because I want to have like a fulfilling relationship with somebody.
Yeah. For me, it's a little complicated because, like, I enjoy feeling sexually desirable. I like feeling sexy.
Well, yeah, I do too.
But that doesn't mean I want to fuck. It's this again. It's the same logic that people use. It's like, oh well, what, you're wearing a short skirt? What, you must want it, right? It's like, no, right? Like, I can dress as slutty as I want. I can go outside in a fucking bikini if I want to, and just like go everywhere in a bikini. And if that's how I feel comfortable and that's how I want to present, I have every right to do that. And that means nothing. That has nothing to do with me wanting sex or being interested in it in the slightest. And it doesn't even have anything to do with me wanting other people to be attracted to me necessarily. It's about feeling good about yourself. And there's just a whole bunch of shit that like people have so many misconceptions about, where it's like, oh yeah, oh well, you present yourself attractively, so you must want it, or you like it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like most people don't, but like it's definitely, there's definitely an aspect I was thinking about that does kind of relate it more to the trans experience, that like, we live in a world where like most people feel comfortable having and using their genitals to sexually engage. And it can feel isolating.
It absolutely can. And that's another thing, by the way, and that's why I wanted to bring up Idensexual earlier, because that is another asexual identity that is valid, and it's more tied to like, it's people who are asexual because of something that happened in their past, or some kind of trauma, and that can happen too, and that can be valid. And it doesn't necessarily have to be trauma. I think it can be caused or be exacerbated in some people by dysphoria. And that doesn't make it, like, I feel like some people would be quick to be like, oh, well, then that means you're not asexual. That means it's just the dysphoria or the hormones or whatever. And it's like, well, no, but I still have an asexual experience. I still,
Again, like,
know?
Yeah, like, and it seems that like, like, and it can, and definitely having like the wrong genitals can leave you feeling like sexually repulsed because of how you would have to engage with it based on what you have currently.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I'd be interested in sex even if I did have the correct genitals. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't know that it does good to speculate, Like that one person in the video was like, oh, I've asked myself before, is this sexual attraction? Do I feel? But like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's not going to change my behaviors, right? Doesn't really affect much. Like if I do experience something that's a little bit outside of this particular label or identity, like that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, let's see. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything specific?
I was thinking of something. I'm sorry. I had to report Mackenzie over here.
It's fine.
Yeah. I might need a refresher. Sorry. So, yeah. So we were talking about. Oh yeah. So yeah. No. If I had the correct genitals, I would correct genitals, I would definitely feel more comfortable trying to masturbate, and I would, feel more it would definitely make me feel more comfortable about my body and how I'd engage sexually.
Yeah,
It would
I mean,
definitely dispel like some of my it definitely helped dispel some of my fears, but I think I should be handling the fears, even before I would have this procedure.
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I'll just ask you before we go. Is there anything specific that you want people to know or understand or consider when it comes to asexuality as a whole?
I think when I want people to I think when I want people to have an impression of asexuality, they should I would want them to realize that they might have to ask questions instead of ignoring somebody or
Yeah,
assuming that they don't have romantic attraction.
yeah. Definitely. People should, and when we say ask questions, we mean ask questions in good faith. Don't like ask questions like an asshole, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't understand something, you should definitely ask questions about it. And if you know ace people, rather than being really incredulous about it, be like, oh, I don't know about this. Be like, oh, that's a different experience. Explain it to me, you know.
Well, yeah, and one of the reasons why the specific labels helps is because it can give people a clearer idea about the person they're talking to. Like I finally went through and fixed up my Instagram profile because I felt more comfortable expressing myself online, especially to like former former people, like people who are in my who I went to high school with. Like that I've what is it? Yeah, no, I have I was able to not only put down that like I'm a trans woman, I'm panromantic, and I'm asexual parentheses cupiosexual. Like that shit that gives people a much clearer idea about where
Yeah.
I stand.
I mean, yeah,
And
it helps me with like just making dating site profiles or whatever. I can be like, okay, I am demisexual, and this is the stuff that like, because I have on my dating profile now on like OkCupid or whatever. I'm like, okay, um, I'm asexual. I'm demi ace. I'm not into men at all. I'm into women, but I probably don't want to fuck. But I like intimacy. I like, cuddling and making out and stuff like that. But I don't want to be penetrated. And again, like all of this. And the funny thing is, like, I don't know a term for someone who likes romantic relationships, likes intimacy, but doesn't like engaging in actual sex or penetration. And like if I knew that, I'd use that term, and that would make things even simpler. But it does help in letting people know what you want and finding someone who's actually compatible with you.
yeah, and like I've sent you a video already, but yeah, no. I think the way Jane Animations talked about her experiences being Aeroace, she definitely uh I was really glad that she shared her experiences because she made she made like these she took the care and time to separate uh aromanticism from aerosexual from asexuality.
Yeah.
And she did it's a really wonderful experience. It's like a really wonderful video to see her experiences on. And one of the terms that she used, it was like a brief thing where like one of the cards said Romo on it before she replaced it with platonic love. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, I can call myself the Big Romo, or a Big Romo if I'm like ever in like ace spaces, so that they're like, okay, so this person's like a kind of a
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
people to understand that I definitely experience romanticism.
I'm a big fat romantic asexual.
The
Damn
big
right.
Romos.
See, I feel like it's weird being an asexual who I have some very light kinks, but like they exist, and there's some things that I think that they're kinky that I think is kind of hot, you know?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind being like lightly dominated by like another woman, but like again, that doesn't mean I want to have sex with them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this reminds me of a myth that I ran into in the wild. So back when I was trying to explore my back when I was trying to understand my asexuality a bit more, there were people who are like, oh, but you got horny, so therefore you are sexual.
Yeah.
But I don't feel sexual attraction. You can be horny and you can have like fetishes or kinks, but
yeah.
that doesn't reflect how you feel to other people. And I've seen that generally asexual people, if they do have a kink, it's usually not specific to people. It's usually like some asexual people, their kinks are that relate to objects.
Yeah, that can be a thing too.
Yeah. It's a broad experience, and you should ask somebody like how they stand on something.
This is why like just in general, like it's good to explore these things. It's good to understand more because there's so many angles, there's so many different identities, there's so many different experiences, and they're all valid. And a lot of people are having experiences that they don't even have words for yet. They don't know how to describe. And unless we talk about these things, a lot of people will never know how to describe their own experiences, which is sad.
It's very sad.
Anyway, do you have some final thoughts before I move on?
Oop, sorry. Sorry, I had a alarm that popped up. Sorry. It like blocks out audio. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, do you have any thoughts before we move on?
Final memes.
Final memes. Other than trans rights.
That's not a meme. I take that very seriously, Emma.
No, I know that it's just it's a meme from Vosh's Collins. He used to end the Collins by being like trans rights, or getting the getting the callers to say trans rights.
Yeah. God. Man. Maybe I should watch Vosh again. Maybe I'll have to give him a chance once his drama arc's over.
Vosh, good. I don't know. That was actually an old meme. I don't think he still does that anymore. The trans rights thing.
He better fucking still do it.
He would get like far right people to call in, and he'd make them say trans rights at least once. Very based.
Incredibly based.
So the final memes. Yeah, Vosh is always on a drama arc.
Okay, lefty drama bad. Video essayists can be pretty cool people.
Damn. I mean, well, I'm a streamer, so I have my bias, but
Okay, well, I know you're addicted, Emma, but it's fine. I accept you.
I'm addicted to streaming, yeah. I'm
Believe
an addict.
Me, yeah.
I'm an addict. All right.
All right.
Anyway,
you take care. I'll pop back in the chat.
Hell yeah! It was nice chatting with you, Ami.
You as well. Yeah.
Trans rights. Poggers. All right. Hells yeah. So there we go. We got the experience of another ace person, and this is the thing. The reason why I wanted to have Ami on to talk about that is so we could so you guys could see different ace experiences are different, and there's shit that we have in common, and there's little things like that, but it's also very different experiences, and They vary differently, widely. All right. I think what I'm gonna do. All right, because damn right, trans rights. It looks like I don't know where everybody went. I don't know where the stream went. But you know what? We're not done. We're not even close to done. I think I'm gonna take a quick break. While I am taking that break, we'll have a video playing. While I take that break, remember to like the stream. Remember to share this stream around with your friends. Feel free to send a dono if you feel like it. You also don't have to. And when we come back, when we come back, what am I going to be talking about? Oh, that's right. I'm going to take the sex values test. So that should be fun. That should also be very very informative. So yeah, let's pull this up. Oh, actually, you know what? Here, we'll continue the video that was playing earlier. Hassan React time, guys. Hassan React. Yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, fam. Unless you need to, like, get a drink or take a smoke or go to the bathroom. But we will be right fucking back, fam. Right fucking back. Don't go nowhere. Okay. All right. Be right back. Watch this video. All right. Good video. If you want to see the full video, it's on my channel. All right. Pog. Really think Jesus would give a fuck? You think Jesus would give a flying fuck about going after trans people? Are you kidding me? Jesus loved the sinner. And he didn't do that in like just say love the sinner, hate the sin, while being completely bigoted and hateful towards people who you perceive to be worse sinners than you. Jesus said love the sinner, love your neighbor, turn the other cheek. And also, the one that these dipshits seem to always forget, let he who is without sin cast the first fucking stone. Which of you supposed Christians have never fucking sinned? Which of you motherfuckers? Not a single goddamn one. Not a single goddamn one. My God. How many fucking straight dudes fantasize about adultery on a regular fucking basis? How many... You want to pretend this isn't a thing? How many Christians have never fantasized about the painful death and torturing and suffering of someone that they don't like? Didn't Jesus say that if you commit a sin in your heart, you've already sinned? And I've talked to Christians that seem to get real fucking horny at the idea of, them sinners burning in hell, burning fire and torment, and demons with giant monster cocks that fucking butt fuck you and burn you and burn your skin off. And oh yes, the sinners, the sodomites and the filthy gays and the homos and all these people getting burned and tormented alive for all eternity. Oh God, getting hot. I gotta go home and fuck my wife, in the marital bed. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I have to go home and have a marital relation now. My God. How many Christians have ever jerked it to someone they weren't in a fucking committed relationship with? How many Christians have lied? Just lied about anything. We all lie, a lot. We're human beings. We lie a ton. Everybody lies. Y'all would do well to remember that, all right? Everybody fucking lies. In many ways, even the most honest of us. And I am honest enough to tell you that, yes, I lie sometimes. Because, I'll never sit here and pretend yes, I am the most honest person in the world, yeah, I never lie, I never spread deceit, nay. God. But I fucking mean, guys, holy fucking shit. What amazing fucking representatives for Christianity. I remember being a kid, going to church, and being taught that as Christians, we have to be good representatives for Christianity and for the Lord, and we have to show people what it truly means to be saved and to be washed in the blood of Christ. We learned that we need to, as Christians, be a light onto the world. We need to shine our lights onto the world and be loving. We need to spread love and compassion and mercy. And then you get supposed Christians, like fucking G-Man, running around pretending to be all fucking pious and righteous and holy. And then they fucking turn around and say, oh yeah, if I accidentally dated a trans woman, I would totally. He said he would kill her, by the way. He very, very heavily implied. A good Christian, a holy man, a Jesus-loving man who still defends this kind of shit. And I'm not saying all Christians are like that. I know all Christians aren't like that. But my God, if there aren't a lot of them, and my God, if they aren't fucking disgusting, sickening, especially as someone who was raised as a Christian and someone who has half-decent Christian family members related to me and know Christians that are actually loving. It's fucking sickening to see you hateful, bigoted motherfuckers smear the Christian name, smear what is supposed to be a loving ideology. Yeah, I got shitty Christians in my family too, right? I recognize that too. It's not a sin if you say oops after. Unironically though, I know Christians, and these are the same Christians that are super, super bigoted towards gay and trans people, that are like, they literally believe that if you commit a sin, you don't need to make anything right with the person that you wronged. You don't need to do anything in this world. All you have to do is repent to Jesus. And by repent to Jesus literally means just like, say, Jesus, please forgive me of my sins. Okay. I'm forgiven now. Fuck anus, piss tart, fucking goddamn. Motherfucker, oh shit, I sinned again, guys, I'm going to hell. Hang on, let me fix that. Jesus, please forgive me of my sins. All right, I'm clean again, guys. I'm washed in the blood of the Lamb. And then they'll make the fucking excuse, oh, well, queer and trans people, they're worse because they're actively living a sinful lifestyle. How many Christians have gotten divorced? How many Christians have engaged, again, in adultery, both hypothetical and literal? How many Christians have, like, holy fuck, people lie to each other on a daily basis? That's living a sinful lifestyle. We're humans. Isn't the idea that Jesus died on the cross to pay for our sins so that we wouldn't have to? So what is this bullshit where Christians think it's okay to condemn someone for their sins? Acting with judgment upon others, which Jesus was, again, really against. That was the kind of shit that the Pharisees did, that Jesus did not like. That's the whole reason that Jesus supposedly died on the cross for our sins. So that he would pay for them, because he knew that we were imperfect creatures that would continue sinning. This is Christian. This is Christian 101. This is basic. This is baseline Christian ideology, guys. This is not complicated next level doctrine. This is taught in most fucking churches. That this is why Jesus died. He died for our sins. He died because he loved us, because he knew that we were sinners and that we would never be able to resist sin, but he wanted us to be saved anyway. And you think that doesn't include gay people? You think that doesn't include fucking trans people? What the fuck are you high on? Oh, I know what you're high on. You're high on your own custom doctrine. Your own custom interpretation of the Word of God. Because we know a lot of people do this. It's supposedly the Word of God. But it also, it's supposedly the infallible word of the Almighty Creator. But it needs the help of regular ass humans to interpret it. No, the Word of God can't stand on its own. We need fallible humans to relate their own interpretation of the Word of God. Otherwise, we're all just too stupid to understand it. I don't know, fam. Something seems a little fucking sus in that reasoning. Something seems a little fucking sus. Almost like that's the kind of reasoning invented by people who want to be the ones to interpret these things to you. And, see, that's the thing, because this whole thing started because someone claiming to be a Christian in my chat said, Emily needs Jesus, you know? You should really stop with this dysphoria shit and find God. Which is, like, insane to me. It's insane to me that people calling themselves Christians will run around behaving like this. Anyway, fam, that was also a rant I've been wanting to go on for a long fucking time. To direct specifically at Christians. Yeah, they probably were trolling, but, like, no, I know Christians. My father is a Christian, and he is very hateful towards me. And I have it on good authority that he doesn't plan on ever respecting me or accepting me, and I don't expect him to. But he thinks he's a good, loving Christian. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
All right? That's not how you do Christian. Jesus said, love your neighbor, goddammit. Love your fucking neighbor, bitch. God fucking damn. You people really don't like when I do call-ins, do you? Holy shit. Holy shit. I get a fucking friend of mine to call in and share their fucking experiences, and you people just fucking vanish. It's disgusting. It's sickening, yo. You guys need to make up for it by liking the fucking stream. All right? Like the goddamn stream and fucking share it around with everybody. God damn it. Like, it's not fucking hard. Share this goddamn stream with the world, with everybody you know and people you don't know. All right? It's not fucking rocket science. It's not fucking rocket science, fam. Holy shit. God, do it for the VOD. I need to get that. I need to get like a big sign. I need to get a big sign to put up to remind myself to do it for the fucking VOD. Cause, you know, the people who have the opportunity to watch these streams live, they, you know, they squander their, amazing opportunities. And it's sad. It's sad, fam. But, you just gotta remember, do it for the VOD, all right? The VOD people are far more important than God. It's not even anyone's fault. It's YouTube's fault. What am I saying? What am I fucking saying? I don't know. Has this been a good stream so far, guys? Or have I done a shitty job? Have I done a shitty job at covering this topic? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, to the two people in my chat. All right. Try to decide what I want to do now. Try to decide. We need. All right. Thank you. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fucking go, fam, cause the YouTube hates me tonight. Maybe we'll do a stream later. Maybe I'll do another stream tonight, honestly. You know, maybe I should just do that. Yeah. I might stream later tonight. Whatever. We'll see y'all in a little bit. Peace.